Welcome to day one of the Cleaning Company Blueprint January Challenge. If you don't know me, my name's Victoria, and I, along with my sister Jen and our friend Kevin, will be here every weekday to help you build your own cleaning business. It may feel hard to believe right now, but by the end of this month, you will be ready to launch your own business. You'll have a professional website designed to convert visitors into actual paying clients. You'll have effective, simple systems in place to find stellar clients and top-notch cleaners. You'll be able to process payments without the pain of chasing people to pay their invoices. And you'll be on the road to generating reliable, recurring income. Bit by bit, we'll build your business together, setting you up for success. You won't spend weeks deliberating over details like your business name or which template to use for your website. Instead, you'll make decisions quickly and confidently, keeping you moving forward. We're all about building momentum, not burning you out. My sister Jen took a very similar version of this course a few years ago for free, and it changed our lives forever. Our little company has now generated $1.7 million in revenue since we started just 3 years ago, and we didn't know anything about the cleaning industry. So if we can do it, you can absolutely do this. All we ask is that you use our affiliate links. It's a win-win. You get discounts, and we get to keep doing what we're doing. So today's action step is probably the easiest of all. You're going to go to convertlabs.io/blueprint and sign up for ConvertLabs. This will give you access to a majority of the tools that you need to launch and build your cleaning company, as well as manage all the operations. It is free for your first 30 days. Once you sign up, you'll receive an invitation to join the community. There you can introduce yourself, say where you're from, and meet all the others who are also embarking on this journey. I know you're probably going to want to get in there and start working on your website right away. Please resist that urge. We will get to everything you need to do and set it up properly for your long-term success. If you do have extra energy that you just have to spend right now, spend more time in the community getting to know the others, as well as on the YouTube channel. You can watch the hot seat calls. Those are going to be the greatest inspiration for you from here on out. I'll link to the playlist at the end of this video. So let's dive in and make the most of this journey together. Don't forget to introduce yourself and let us know where you're from. I'll see you in there. In this video, we're going to be covering how to research the competition for your local cleaning business. Before we do that, I want to talk about a few statistics that the Canadian House Cleaning Association released recently. This is all going to make sense when we talk about how to research your competition and what's most important. So they put out this stat that says 72% of businesses miss the first phone call from potential clients. 72%. If you call them, they don't answer the phone. On top of that, if you leave a voicemail, only a third of them will actually call you back. Pretty shocking, right? And then the last one is over 90% of house cleaning businesses lack any kind of customer relationship management system, CRM, or email marketing or online booking. So 90% of them don't have modern technology to manage their operations. Let's dive into how do we research the competition in our local areas. You probably guessed it. You're going to go to Google. Type into Google, cleaning services, and then your location. So if you're in New York City or Los Angeles or Toronto, wherever you are, type in your location. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the top 10 companies that show up on Google. You're going to click on every single one that shows up and look at their websites. In about 10 seconds, can you figure out if you can book online today? Can you enter your name, your email, your phone number, your address, put down a credit card, choose a date and a time and a type of cleaning, and book online? Some of the websites will have query forms, and a query form means you fill that out, but you don't put a credit card down, and then the cleaning company will read it when it's convenient for them and then call you back, maybe. Okay, so you're going to search these websites, and first you're probably going to notice design-wise, yeah, these aren't really that pretty. And that's okay. There's a lot of words, there's a lot of jumbled up stuff, but let's just click through and see what we find. Okay, we found one with a query form. So they're trying to be a little bit modern, but they don't take bookings today, right now. I can't put my credit card in. I can't choose my date and time. I'm waiting for them to call me and I want to get it today. So let's keep looking. Okay, here's another one. Well, they have a phone number. That's good. So I'm going to write that down and I'm going to call them in a minute. Okay, another query form. Just a query form. So they'll call me back when it's convenient for them. Okay, keep going. And as you can see, there's a lot of opportunity here. Okay, so we have not found a single cleaning company yet that actually offers online booking. Pretty amazing, right? And this is what your edge is going to be by having a ConvertLabs website where you can actually book online today and have it also be clean and beautiful, right? There's something about going to a cleaning website and seeing a cluttered, messy website that just kind of turns you off. The second thing we do is we then look at phoning them. And by the way, keep track of this in a really simple spreadsheet. You can just have like 3 columns, name of the company, do they have online booking, and what happens when you phone them. And then the final column will be pricing. We're about to get into that. So first, do they answer the phone when you call? Now, if you're an introvert, I know you don't want to pick up the phone. Trust me, I get it. But you'll see this is really important for you to do. So when you phone them, you're going to ask, and you'll pretend to be a client. And don't worry, they're going to do this to you eventually too. Okay, so don't panic that you're being deceitful. You're not. You're just being a local business person. This is what everyone does. So phone them and say, hey, I have whatever your size house is, and I'd like biweekly cleaning services. How much do you think that would be? Do you have availability? And maybe ask a few more questions. That's if they answer the phone. Then if they give you a price, write that down somewhere. Then you're going to take a look and you're going to say, okay, out of 10 companies, what percentage answered the phone? So if 3 answered the phone, you have your answer. 30% answer the phone. That means 70% are leaving money on the table. Because when somebody's calling a cleaning company, they want to book a cleaning. It is truly as simple as that. Then you're going to have your information about your pricing. And it's fairly simple. How much are they going to charge for your size home? Now, in my case, I would use 2,000 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. That's the average size of a home in my city. What I want you to really remember is that it only takes about 100 recurring clients to bring in $500,000 in revenue for a house cleaning business. Okay, so that's not chump change. This is big money, but it only takes about 100 people. So for those of you that are in cities like New York City or Los Angeles, you might find that there's already quite a few companies that offer online booking. They have transparent pricing and they answer the phone. So the competition is a little bit more fierce in those areas. I'm not going to lie to you. It is. They've been around longer than you have in this space. But here's where the opportunity lies. They've gone broad. So to be competitive, what happens if you type your neighborhood in that city? So cleaning services and then Williamsburg, for example. If you type that in, I bet you'll find that the other companies are really focused on broad New York City. And by hyper-focusing on a small local area, you'll actually still be able to be competitive because chances are they're missing that area. It might not be Williamsburg, it might be a different area. But point is, you can keep looking, keep searching, and you'll probably find where the opportunity lies. Last thing I would ask, please leave us a comment below and let us know what you found out. This is one of the most interesting parts of what we do here at Cleaning Company Blueprint, and we love finding out where the opportunities lie. And finally, if you want to just follow along and see what other people have already done by following this channel, click on the hot seat calls. So those are long form videos where I interview other people that have started their cleaning businesses and where they are. Jake and Emmy, for example, found us on this channel and they're in Dubuque, Iowa. 60,000 people live in Dubuque, Iowa. They did exactly what you're about to do by doing their research, and they discovered there wasn't a single cleaning company in 2024 that offered online booking in Dubuque, Iowa. They're now generating $12,000 a month in revenue. It only took them about 6 months to get there. Just want to flag that there for you as some inspiration, and please do report your findings. We absolutely love hearing from you. Thanks so much.
The vast majority of your clients are going to find you through a Google search. You may not like Google. You may think Google is a horrible monopoly, corporate overlords, whatever. I am not arguing with you. That is sure, but that is the way it is. It's like I don't know, 70%, 80% of people who hire cleaning services go through Google. So you want to do everything you can to get to the top of Google. And the first step to doing that is naming your cleaning company in a way that Google likes. There are a few really big don'ts and a few really big do's. So the first one is don't get cute. And what I mean by don't get cute is mostly no misspelled words. So no clean with a K, no maids with a Z, no cleaners with a Z. This does not help you at all in getting to the top of Google. No one is going to be going to Google to search for a cleaning company and type in maids with a Z. It's going to confuse your clients. They're going to end up on someone else's website and booking their company instead of yours. So, no funny, cute words. Building on that, we want all the words in our company name and our domain name to be easy to spell. No kaleidoscope clean. We always use that as our example. Kaleidoscope clean. Nobody knows how to spell this word. To make it even worse would be kaleidoscope clean, clean with a K. So you want every word to be simple, short, easy to spell. You want your keywords in your name. When people go to Google to search for a cleaning company, they type in the words cleaning services, cleaning company, house cleaners. If you're in a place where they use the word maids still, they're going to type in the words maids, maid service. So you want to have some iteration of those words, clean, cleaning, clean co, in your domain name, in your business name. And then if you really want to take things to the next level and make your life as easy as possible, you're going to include your location in there as well. So, Oak Bay Clean, our domain name. Oak Bay is a neighborhood of Victoria, BC. It is a pretty posh neighborhood, but it is not the poshest neighborhood. The super, super rich have people that work for them full time to clean their houses. They are not your demographic. Your demographic is upper middle class. So they have enough money to be able to afford a cleaning service, but they don't have so much that they can just pay someone full time to come in and clean for them every day. So that is basically the neighborhood of Oak Bay. So we chose that. So I would encourage you to do the same thing. If you live in a smaller city, you might be able to get the name of the city plus cleaning services as your name. I'm going to show you a couple people that have done that. But if you're in a giant city like New York or Toronto, those are going to be gone. Just like what Vicky talked about yesterday when you're doing your research into your competition, you're going to hone in on a neighborhood. If you're in Toronto, you're going to want Rosedale. You're not going to want the Bridle Path. If you're in New York City, I don't know, choose a neighborhood. I'm going to take you right now. We're going to do some Google searches in an incognito window for some cleaning companies that were started through this YouTube channel in the last 6 months to a year. So you can see for yourself how well this method for naming your company works. It's not sexy. It's not going to happen instantly. Please don't come back to me in 2 weeks and say, it's not working. No, but this is the long game. This will take you 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. I don't know. I don't have the inside scoop on how Google works, but I do know it does work. So let's go look at that. Here we are in our incognito window. We're going to do a search for a cleaning service in Dubuque, Iowa. So this here on your Google search page is called the Google 3-pack. This is a list of local businesses, and this is where you ultimately want to be. You want to end up here. It's not going to be instant, but it's going to happen. And here we have right here, Dubuque, Iowa Clean. Jake and Emmy. You can watch their hot seat call. They took our YouTube course from a year ago. They did it in, I think, 3 days. Jake watched it in 3 days, did everything we told him to do, just like you're doing now. And they ended up with Dubuque, Iowa Clean. Unsexy name. Not sexy. And yet, here they are, right here, Google 3-pack. Where do they show up in the organic search? Right here. Number 2 below Mary Maids, a massive international chain. Let's check out their site. ConvertLabs website. Right here. Dubuque, Iowa Clean, DubuqueIowaClean.com. Dubuque's best cleaning service. Jake and Emmy have been in business, I think they started in April, and it is now December 10th. So they're coming up in the Google 3-pack and at the top of the organic search within that time frame. That is amazing. Why do we want this? Because that means they don't have to pay for leads. If someone's typing in cleaning services Dubuque, they come up, they paid no dollars for that. This was free. If you want to start getting leads for free, this is how you do it. So let's do cleaning services Columbus. Okay, they're not showing up where I want them to show up for this search term. But let's switch it around because people don't always type in cleaning services city. Sometimes they type in city cleaning services. So let's see what happens when we put Columbus in the front. Columbus Cleaning Service right here, right up top, top of the search results. Number 1. Another ConvertLabs website. Here we go. Book your cleaning services in Columbus now. Columbus Cleaning Service, columbuscleaningservice.com. That's how you do it. Let's see where we show up. So Oak Bay Cleaning Services. Boom. That's us right there. Number 1. So these up here, these Google guaranteed ones, these are paid ads. This is the organic search, top of the organic search. That's us. And here we are at the top of the 3-pack. So we dominate the market in Oak Bay, in our neighborhood. And that is exactly what we want. Perfect. And that's exactly what you want. If I were in your shoes, this is how I would proceed. I would go to leandomainsearch.com. We recommend using lean domain search because you can type in your keywords in your location. And even if exactly what you want isn't available, it'll give you different options. Most of the time, they're not good, but sometimes they are. Let's pretend we live in a neighborhood of New York City that I know is Williamsburg. I think it's in Brooklyn. And I'm going to put in cleaning. Okay, so lean domain search keeps it short for you. It doesn't recommend having a long name. Williamsburg and clean. WilliamsburgClean.com is available. If you are a person in New York City, in Brooklyn, who's looking for a website and what to name your company, this is a good option. You can see some other suggestions that it comes up with based on these keywords. WilliamsburgClean.com is the best. You want .com over like .blog because you are a company. You are not a blog. We'll pretend we're in Toronto and going to be servicing the delightful neighborhood of Rosedale. Nope, it's gone. Someone's on this. Rosedale Clean Co. Sometimes Clean Co. is a good one, short for cleaning company. Yeah, rosedalecleanco.com is available. Now, the thing with Canada, Canadians, listen, you have to get your name approved by either the federal or the provincial government. You can choose which one you want to do. I suspect that rosedalecleanco.com as a company name, Rosedale Clean Co., will get rejected because somebody already has Rosedale Cleaning. If the name that you want is too close to a company that already exists, it's going to get rejected. So do some really good research here. We went through 6 names before we finally got ours approved. So don't get attached. That's all I'm saying. You want to cast a really wide net with these names. It's a pain. America, I don't think you have to do this, but I would double check your state just to make sure you don't have to jump through any hoops. Okay, so let's pretend we're back in Williamsburg. We're going to go with Williamsburg Clean. Now we want to go just to do a regular Google search. And you're just going to see if someone else has a name that's close to Williamsburg Clean. So there's williamsburgcleaning.com. That's a great name. So that might be a little too close. Okay, so Williamsburg Cleaning Services has a great name, but they do not offer online booking. So that is where you are going to have an advantage over this company if you go with williamsburgclean.com. I mean, you got to make this call. The reason why we suggest being cautious about taking a name that's a little too close to another one in your city is because, first off, customers are going to confuse them. So that's no good. And also, people are going to start leaving reviews for that company or your company on the other company's sites. So if they do a terrible clean, they do a terrible job, and some irate customer comes and leaves it on your Google review page, that's not good for you. It's great if it's a good clean, but it's no good if it's not. So you got to think about that. That's something to consider. When you've settled on a name and you're ready to buy the domain, you're going to go to ConvertLabs and you're going to go over here to where it says domains. You're going to click. You'll end up on this page. You're going to enter in your domain name that you would like, and it's going to show you if it's available. It's available, just like Lean Domain Search says, and you're going to hit buy. $15 a year. ConvertLabs doesn't add any extra fees on this. It's just easier for them to map this domain name onto your website. So they have it all done internally. So it's just simpler. If you do buy it through GoDaddy or some other site, that's fine too. You can contact them when you're ready to go and they'll do it for you. You don't need to worry about mapping DNSs or I don't know, any of this lingo stuff. So yeah, keep it short, spell it correctly, include your location, include your keywords. You're going to do so great. It's going to save you thousands and thousands of dollars in lead generation slash advertising over the course of your cleaning company's existence. So just do it. It's a big day today. We're talking customizing your ConvertLabs website. I'm not going to lie to you, folks. This video is going to be a little longer than our normal videos, and it's going to be pretty dense. And you're not going to get this all done in one day, and you don't need to. Whenever we run these courses, we always have people start working on their websites pretty early on in the course, so you have enough time to get into every page and customize it to your liking. So take it easy. We don't need to plow straight ahead and, get crazy. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll start from the top. Okay, so here we are in ConvertLabs. You've all signed up for ConvertLabs. Hopefully, you've gotten your 30-day free trial. If you haven't, you can use our affiliate link below. It's just convertlabs.io/blueprint, and that will give you 30 days free. So 30 days to muck around in here and see if you like it. This is not the back end of our site, of Oak Bay Clean site. This is a test site that Kevin has given me access to. So all these names and stuff, they're all just pretend and fake. It's just for things like this. So we're going to go down to websites. And when you click through to here, all of these things here won't be here. It's just going to be blank. And you're going to hit new site because we're creating a new site. And here are all the themes that are available to you to choose from. Most of them are specifically made for cleaning companies, but there are a few other ones. There's a couple of, these are lawn care companies. There's a carpet cleaning theme and there's a painting theme, and they're all very beautiful. Blue Dream is a really popular one in our community. Cool Clock is another popular one. We used Orange Fruit for our site. So if you ever go check out oakbayclean.com, you'll see Orange Fruit is ours. We get asked that a lot. Orange Fruit. So let's get in there and start designing a site. I'm going to choose Cool Clock. I'm going to preview the theme. This site is just beautiful. You'll see the colors, they really work well together. The images work well. Everything is just so clean and nice. That's what I love about ConvertLabs. So we're going to select this theme. You're going to choose a fake name. So I'm going to call this Jen's YouTube test site. So I'm selecting the subdomain. So this is not your actual site. This is just for you to, it's like a sandbox you can work in. Once you're happy with it, you can connect your domain and then your site will be live. And you can see here, it says find or pointed domain. So that's when you're ready to launch, you just boop, and ConvertLabs will map your site to the domain name. You'll see it says 5 to 7 minutes. So it takes a couple minutes. So we'll pop back when this is done. So once you've chosen your theme and hit edit my website, this is going to open up. This is your dashboard. This is the back end of your site. If you go over here, you can see pages, and these are all your website pages that come already loaded into your theme. Let's start with the two most important things that you have to do. If you take nothing else away from this video, take these two things. I'm going to give you the first thing. You're going to pause. You're going to go do it. You're going to come back. You're going to hit play. You're going to find out the second thing. You're going to pause and you're going to go do it. Okay, these are absolutely vitally important for the success of your cleaning company. So the first thing, we're going to go to pages. We're going to go to the home page. We're going to hit edit. This little welcome thing is going to open up. It doesn't matter. Click past. We don't care. All right. Okay, so this is the back end of your homepage. This is obviously not what your homepage looks like. If at any time you want to see what the page looks like while you're editing it, you can click this little button here. It's a square with an arrow. It's like, let's go. So we're going to go to a new tab and it's going to open the page up so you can see what's going on. This is what it looks like currently. What we are primarily concerned with is changing this big line of text. So we're going to go back to the back end. It's the title. This is what we are going to change. We're going to select this whole thing. We're going to hit delete. This title line, I'll show you ours from Oak Bay Clean. An exceptional cleaning service in Victoria, BC. What you want in this line of text is the words cleaning service and your city. So you're telling people when they come to your site, they don't have to spend even an extra second figuring out what this site is. It's what it is and where it is. They absolutely have to be in there. We say an exceptional cleaning service. You can say Victoria's premier cleaning service, an exciting new cleaning service in Scarsdale, wherever you are. So we go back here and we're going to say, where should we be? Let's pretend we live in London and we're going to say Notting Hill. We're going to say the same thing that we say because it just rolls off my tongue. But you can say whatever you like as long as it says what it is and where it is. And then we're going to go check it out. What's it look like now? Notting Hill's exceptional cleaning service. Okay, so when someone comes to this site, they know what it is and where they are. They don't have to think about it. You will be stunned how many people do not have this on their website. Okay, you're going to put it on your website because it helps with your SEO. Number one, it helps with ultimately getting you higher rankings in Google. You're just going to do this. Next, we're going to tackle this little guy. We're going to go back. That's down here. It's the subtitle. Now, the book in 60 seconds is great because that's our edge. Is ConvertLabs websites have instant online booking. Not waiting for a quote, not having to call, none of this. You can just book online instantly. So we're just going to add a little bit of flair here. We're just going to, just a little bit more. We're going to say book online instantly or call, and then we're going to put our phone number. Again, we're going to update and we're going to check what it looks like. Ooh, look at that. Great. So even though we prefer it when people book online, because it's so awesome, you still want to make it easy for people to contact you. So just stick your phone number right there, right there. Next thing we're going to do, second essential thing, is you're going to go to appearance. You're going to expand the appearance menu, hit that little arrow, customize, site identity, for site title and tagline. We are going to change. We're going to put on the site title just the name of your company, whatever it is. So we're in Notting Hill, we're Notting Hill Clean. And then the tagline, we're going to change to your keywords and your location. What are your keywords? We're going to get into that a little more when we do the SEO video. But for right now, I can pretty much guarantee it's going to be something like cleaning services. And then we're going to put our location, Notting Hill. This isn't going to appear anywhere on your website. This is only for Google. So we don't have to get cute. We don't need to speak in a complete sentence. We just want the name of our company, our keywords, and where we're located. Now, Notting Hill is a neighborhood. If we have the words Notting Hill in our domain name, like we're nottinghillclean.com or nottinghillcleaners.com, it would be better here to put London because having the words Notting Hill in our domain name is already going to help us rank higher. So when people go to Google and they search Notting Hill Cleaners or Notting Hill Cleaning Services, you're going to just automatically boop, 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 move up. It's going to take a while, but that'll put you up higher. So you might as well put London here to maximize the distance you can go with your SEO here. Just do it. Then we're going to hit publish, and that will be done. So the two most important things are done. Hooray for us. Now let's keep going. The pages that are going to require the most attention and the most customization are going to be just finishing up your homepage, the booking page, which we're not going to do today because the booking page we're actually going to be customizing tomorrow when we do pricing. Okay. And it's in another part of ConvertLabs. It's not here. So we're just going to let that one sit for now. So homepage, booking page tomorrow, and the About Us page. So let's go to the homepage and let's finish that up right now. If your homepage has this tab that says mobile, I'll show you what it looks like on the actual page. What we're talking about is this book on the run, downloading the app. There is no app. So we're going to turn this off. Okay, we're going to hide this. Aside from the header, every other tab has this little visible check mark thing. And if you tick it and turn it off, it's no longer visible. So we're going to turn off our mobile section of the site. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, now it's gone. Great. So this little element is for when you can put that on if you win awards or you get featured in magazines or whatever. But your company right now probably hasn't been featured in USA Today and Forbes. So you're probably going to want to turn that off too. And it is under clients. So you're going to tick that one too. And we're going to hit update. And now that's gone. Great. That would be all I would do on the first day of doing my website. But we're still moving forward. Oh, I should also mention if at any point you run into problems, things are too hard, it's too confusing, you don't get it, you can contact the team at ConvertLabs and they will help you. That is what they're there for. Do not be afraid to reach out to them. You can send them an email at hello@convertlabs.io, or you can go back to your ConvertLabs dashboard. And there's this little doodad down here in the bottom, this little bubble thing. You can click that, and that's like a little instant chat that you can send them. Kevin, Gianfranco, and Isabel. They're all there for you. They will help you. Do not be embarrassed or anything you need help with. You contact them. They'll get back to you. Sometimes it might take a day, but they're going to get back to you. So moving forward with the homepage. This is looking pretty good. These are obviously fake reviews. When you start getting real reviews, you can go in here and go under testimonials, and here they are. And you can start putting in what real customers have said. Obviously, you can change their picture so it's not all the same John Smith guy. If, however, you're not crazy about this, remember you can always just turn everything off. You tick the visible, hit update, and now it's gone. So the only other things you're going to want to adjust on the home page at this point is going to be your logo, which we're not going to do today. We're going to do that in 2 days' time after we do pricing. And then 2 spots here in the footer, your contact details and your service areas. So we'll start with the contact details. How do we do this? We go back to the dashboard. We go to Appearance, Customize, Footer, and then here is where you're going to fill in all of your email, your phone number, and your address. So you probably don't have your professional email yet, and you probably don't have your professional phone number yet. The easiest address to use will just be your home address, unless you work out of an office space. But you probably don't. You probably just work at home. So you just use your home address. When you get your email and you get your phone number, you put those in. I'm just pointing this out now to remind you to do it before we go into setting up your Stripe account, getting your Google business profile verified, setting up your Yelp account, and then going into SEO. All these things, so your name, your address, your phone number, your email, all have to be the same across all those platforms. Okay, so when you get your professional email, your professional phone number, when you decide on what address you're going to use, you better put them here. Okay, very important. And this area here, service areas. So how do we do this? We go back to our dashboard. It's under Appearance, Customize, Menus. And you're going to see one called Service Areas, and they're going to pop up, and you're going to click them. And let's change it. We do Notting Hill, London. I don't really know London geography that well. Oxford Circus. I know that's a place in London. Now, if you want to add another neighborhood, because 3 neighborhoods is not very much for a city the size of London, you're going to hit Add Items, and we're going to go up here to the search bar, and we're going to put Booking Page. And the reason why we're doing this is because we want, when people click these links down in your footer, we want them to take them to the booking page. So we're going to click Booking Page, and then we're going to click into this, and we're going to change the navigation label to the name of our new neighborhood. Let's choose Piccadilly. I have no idea how to spell it, but there it is. And then we're going to hit Publish, and then we'll check to make sure it worked. There it is. So when we click the dubiously spelt Piccadilly, it takes us to the booking page. Huzzah. Then you're probably going to want to customize your About Us page. This is what it looks like right now. So you can just click in here. Here they all are. And you can edit as you like. If you want to add another row, like this isn't enough, you want to add a 6th one, it gets a little technical here. These little check marks are images, and you're going to have to add one. If you just add text here, this is what will happen. It's not going to have the little check mark. If you want to add the check mark, you need to go Add Image, Media Library, and this is where you're going to see all your little things that are already preloaded into the site, and check mark is right here. So you're going to click that, select, and look, there it is. Update, there it is. Easy. Another thing you're going to have to edit is your terms and conditions. So terms and conditions are currently empty right here. So you're going to need to find some boilerplate terms and conditions. There's lots of them available on the internet. If you have a lawyer, they can draft some up for you. You can visit other cleaning websites and copy paste and just make sure you're replacing your company name where their company name is. Okay. Google likes you to have terms and conditions on your websites. And it's for clients to refer to if things get dicey. So you definitely want to have them on your site. So find some terms and conditions, stick them here. And another thing that will need to be customized are your frequently asked questions. Your page is called Help. You'll see this is not where you actually customize the questions. The questions can be found. You go hit the W back to the dashboard and you'll see this. It has its own little part on the menu. You're going to click FAQ and you can see all the questions that are already preloaded and you can tweak them a little bit. They're pretty standard. They're already loaded into categories. I think most of the things you're going to do is maybe delete some. And you might want to add a couple, but go through them one by one and make sure everything aligns with the way you're going to run your company. If you want to delete one, you just click on it and you can go trash and it will disappear. It should be pretty standard and pretty easy. Don't get stressed about this. And then the last page, which I almost forgot about and is an extremely important page that we absolutely have to customize before you're free to go, is the contact page. So let's get there and figure this out. Contact page, it's going to look like this. We want to go to form list, this tab here. And this is where you're going to customize your actual email, your actual phone number. And then if you decide to have a chat link, the little bubbles like they've got in ConvertLabs, you could put that here. So I would recommend, you don't want people tweeting you. Let's just remove that. Remove. Okay, so then you're going to update your email address with the text link and then the URL. The same thing with your phone number. And if you have the little chat link, you can do that. And that's it. You can stop here. We've customized everything that needs to be customized. You could not do anything else other than what we're going to be covering with pricing and logo. And your website will be better than 80% of the other cleaning websites out there, as you will hopefully have seen when you did your research into the competition. So congratulations, you've done it. Go have a drink, go to the gym, go do something, celebrate, have some fun. But you can go further. For those of you who would like to go a little further, who want to get this website a little bit more spiffy, we're going to talk about customizing our colors next and putting up new images. If for whatever reason you don't like the colors that have been preloaded into the site, you can go to Appearance, Customize, Header, and here are some colors you can change if you would like. Let's change the color background buttons. Let's just try this. That's a little intense. Maybe don't do bright purple, but you get the gist. You can change things around. Your widget, this button here is part of your widget. It's separate from your website. You'll need to contact the team and ask them to match whatever color you settle on. Hopefully not this insane purple, but maybe you can make it work. What do I know? And so then you can just zip around in here and change things to your liking. Now, we're not going to save that. If you want to add some new images, if we take a look at just all the images on this site as it is, what we really want to do is add pictures of happy, smiling people. Websites without happy, smiling people on them get like people just don't book on them because they don't trust it. So you're going to want to, like this image here in the background, you can change this. You can make this something totally different. If you take a look at our site, you'll see I've loaded it up with, so we've got lots of different people. Here's a mom and a kid. Our services page, here's more smiling, happy people, multiracial, looking like your community looks like. You don't want just one group of people to be represented. So they are three smart, laughing women in the office. Gift cards, it's Christmas time. So we've got, oh, look, there's a happy family with their stockings in the background and their matching pajamas. It just makes the website look a little warmer than just pictures of interiors, of beautiful interiors, but just they're still just interiors. So you want to add some happy smiling people. So where do we find these images? There are a lot of stock photography websites that you can go to. There's places like Unsplash. I think Adobe's got one. I don't know. I use pexels.com, Pexels.com. And they just have just so many beautiful images that you can get. So I would suggest going in and doing a search for happy family in a kitchen. You're going to want to put on a filter and you're going to want the orientation to be horizontal. And so you can just scroll through here. Like, this is a nice image. This is a sweet multi-generational image. This is a beautiful image. I've used this exact image on our website before. There's just so many of them. So you want the image to obviously to exude warmth, happiness, and a nice space. You want them to be like, this is a nice kitchen. Looks great. You don't want anything messy. Oh, here's one. This would be a good one for like advertising your move out cleans. So you're just going to spend some time finding, like this one could work for our About Us. She's going to go through and you're going to spend some time until you find one that you like. Okay, let's pretend we're going to do this. So you're going to click on it. You're not just going to download it because it's just going to download the biggest file. And you don't want the biggest file. It will slow down your website when it's loading. So you're going to hit this button and you're going to do large. And then you're going to click download. I'm not crazy about this image. I'm going to keep looking and I'll come back when I find the perfect one because it takes a while. It can take a while. Okay, I've got an image that I really like and I found it on Pexels. Fantastic. So you're going to get rid of this one. So we're going to hit the X and then it disappears. And then we're going to add the new image that we've just downloaded. Upload the files, select files. It's right here. Upload. It's going to show up. It's actually this image. I've already uploaded it. And then I'm going to hit select. There it is. Update. And let's see how it works. That's pretty good. But you know what? I think it needs to be cropped a bit. So let's go back and we can hit the pencil button and that allows you to edit the image. We're going to edit and crop and bring it in a bit, bring it down a little bit. We're going to bring it up because this doesn't even show up. We'll apply the crop, save the edits, update the image, update the page, and let's see how it looks. That looks great. That looks so good. Okay, so just look at it. It's so great. The font pops. You can read it. It exudes warmth. It just looks like, oh, you hire our cleaning company. This is how you're going to feel. You're going to love your kids again. Yes. So you're going to do this with every page you've got. You're going to go through and you're just going to find images. And I mean, it matches. It matches the colors like perfectly. What a score. So you're just going to do this for all your pages. You're going to go through happy, smiling families, happy, smiling people, multiracial, different genders, different orientations, families that look like families around you. So you want as many people in your community to look at this website and think, I'm welcome here. You want your cleaners to come and see that your website also has people that look like them. So just take some time. This takes a while. I am constantly changing the images on our site. So this is going to be ongoing, but it will make a big difference. So happy editing. When I took this course in June 2021, this was the part where things got real, where it was like, oh, I'm going to charge money for this. I'm going to have people calling me and I need to know what I'm talking about. And I didn't know anything about the cleaning industry. I felt like a total imposter. I was an imposter, basically. But Kevin and Rohan was teaching the course with him. He's the one who wrote this epic Reddit thread 12 years ago about starting a modern cleaning company like we have today. They told us, my cohort, pricing, you're going to be working on it all the time. It's not permanent. You're not writing things in stone here. So we can be cool. Another thing Kevin said was if 10% of your customers aren't complaining that you're too expensive, you're too cheap. So if someone calls you and you tell them your price and they, whoa, that's so expensive. That doesn't mean everyone thinks your prices are too expensive. That means that one person thinks your prices are too expensive. Start hearing that from all the people who are calling you, your prices might be too expensive. But you definitely want to hear it from some people. Another thing that they said was when we do our research, you're hopefully have going to remembered what Vicky said to do, which was to ask for prices. How much does it cost? And hopefully you did it with the same size house throughout those top 10 companies. Okay. So you asked 10 companies in your area how much they charge to clean a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, a 2,000 square foot, 3 bedroom, whatever you decide to ask them. And you're going to set your price at 75% of the most expensive one. We are not racing to the bottom here. You are offering a really, really good service. This is a premium service. People are going to be sent reminders. You're going to have excellent communication. Your cleaners are going to have their acts together. They're going to know exactly what they're doing. You guarantee the clean. If they miss something, and that's okay. They're human beings. They're allowed to miss something. But if they do, they go back and they fix it the next day. So this is a real company. This is a real thing you're doing. So don't think, oh, I need to be the cheapest in town. You do not want to be the cheapest in town. No, you don't. You don't want to be the cheapest in town because you don't want to deal with people who essentially don't respect cleaning as a service, who are nickel and diming you, but everything. You want to just goodbye. You want to avoid those kind of customers. You also want to make sure that your prices are high enough that you can pay your cleaners enough that they'll want to stay with you. You're not just some last ditch stop on their road to something better. You want to be, yeah, I want to keep working with these people. They're great. So you need to be able to pay them well. So your prices need to be high enough. And on the flip side, you don't want to be the most expensive in town because you're not going to get any bookings. You're not going to have many reviews, if any, at the beginning. So people are naturally not going to really trust you. And then if you come in like way higher than everyone else, it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. Once you figure out what everybody else is charging, the most expensive, you want to be 75, maybe 80% of what they're charging. With regards to how to price your jobs, we recommend doing by the job pricing, not by the hour. And we recommend that for a number of reasons. One, not all cleaners work at the same rate. You're going to see some of the more experienced cleaners who've been cleaning for 5, 10 years, like they have their systems down. They know what they are doing. They walk into a room and they they see what needs to be done and they focus and they get it done. A more inexperienced cleaner is going to take longer. Cleaner who can get through twice as much as another cleaner in the same day shouldn't be making the same money. If they're constrained to an hourly rate, they make the same money as someone who can only do 1.5 apartments. Say your cleaner can do 3 apartments, this other cleaner can only do 1.5, and they're getting the same rate of pay. That's not fair. That's ridiculous. So that's why we do by the job pricing. Not all of your clients are going to understand this at first. They're going to think cleaners get paid by the hour. That's how it is. So just be aware of that. You might have to explain to them why you use by the job pricing. But, most of them are going to be totally cool. If you can explain it like, well, hairdressers don't charge by the hour, they charge by the job. You're paying for our cleaners' skills. And it's also hard to find good cleaners in town. Just phrase it like that. And most of them are going to be like, oh, yeah, okay, that totally makes sense. It's not going to be a big deal. It might seem like it's going to be a big deal to you right now where you are, but by the time you're ready to go, ready to launch, you're going to feel so much more confident in this. So we're just starting it right now, early in the course, so you can get your research done, figure out your price, and get all this going as you're working on your website. Like we have a purpose here, so just trust the process. I know I keep saying that. Just trust. We're doing it. Okay, so with all that in mind, let's get into ConvertLabs and start putting our prices in. Okay, so you find your pricing where you set your pricing down here on your ConvertLabs dashboard in settings. This is not in your website. It's in your dashboard at ConvertLabs settings. And here it is, services. So these come preloaded. 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom, blah, 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 all the way down and then down to. They do offer an hourly service option, which I'll get to. So it's already set with some prices. So if you want to switch them around, you go over here to the 3 dots, you hit edit service, and then you can change your price here. You can set your time. Now, this is really, so this is just for you in your calendar where you're going to see all your cleaners' bookings. It's going to block that time off so your cleaner can't get rebooked during this 90-minute period. And all of the 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, like all of these have 90 minutes as their base. So you're going to need to definitely go in there and adjust those. And then the prices, they've got it set at 129. This may be too expensive or it may be too cheap. Remember, you've got your research in hand and that's going to help you figure that out. This is just for the apartment. This does not include the bathroom. So the bathrooms are here under pricing parameters and you can set your price for how much you want to charge per bathroom. So a 1 bedroom is 129 plus $29 for the bathroom. And then here under frequencies, this is where you set your discounts. We have monthly set at 10% off, bi-weekly at 15% off, and weekly at 20% off. This will depend on where you live, what the going rates are in your city. You'll want to stick with what's standard in your area. You can see all these extras listed here. So inside the fridge, inside the oven. We also offer inside a full fridge because there's a big difference between cleaning an empty fridge and then a full fridge where all the stuff has to come out and then all be put back in. So we charge extra for inside a full fridge. We make that distinction. You can find all of your extras listed here under extras. There's some prices already loaded in. These are all pretty good. We don't charge for changing linen. Maybe we should. Interesting. See, I'm learning all the time too. We only charge $10 a window. We got to raise our prices, I think. Anyway, so you can edit the extra if you want to, and you can make it quantity based because sometimes they'll have 2 fridges. Like they'll have a fridge upstairs and downstairs. So you can change it to quantity based, and then you can change the price if you want. And you just hit update and then it'll show up. So it's pretty self explanatory. So when you go to oakbayclean.com, our pricing, we have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom apartment. And then after that, we start doing square footage. So you can contact the team if you want to do that. It depends on where you live. Like if you're in a place where you're going to be mostly doing apartments, maybe just leave it the way they've got it right now. We just decided to do square footage because like someone can have a 4 bedroom, 6,000 square foot house and someone can have a 4 bedroom, 2,000 square foot house. And there is a big difference between the amount of time and effort it takes to clean those two things. And then the hourly service. So we do offer hourly service, even though I just went on earlier about why we shouldn't do it, why we want to do job based pricing. Sometimes you just need to do hourly service. So, like if we're doing a post construction, we do hourly because you just don't know what it's going to be like. Sometimes a cleaner will arrive at a place and it is a disaster. And it doesn't matter if you've added on, like we have a first time clean, you're going to see it as a deep clean. Even if you add on the first time clean or a deep clean, it's still not going to be enough. Like it's like some places are just oh, bad. That it's just not fair to the cleaner to have that. So we'll call the client and we'll switch it to hourly. And we charge 75 an hour. Just depends on your city, your town. 75 an hour is pretty high. Like there's no cleaner advertising on Facebook Marketplace or on Craigslist for $75 an hour. Theirs is usually around 45, but we want it so that the cleaner still gets their 45 an hour and then we get paid as well. So that's why we have it at 75. You will be stunned how many people are like, "Yeah, sure, fine. That sounds great." Don't balk at all. Some people are like, "Whoa, that's so expensive," but so many are just like, "Okay, yeah, great." So don't be afraid to have that as an option, like what your the base rate in your city plus your 40% on top. Okay, so that's what we do. And we're also trying to discourage hourly jobs. So that's also why we make it so high. Yeah. And then we also, as an extra, we have a downtown street parking fee just because in our city, there's no parking. It's really expensive. And the cleaners were starting to kick up a stink about having to go downtown and pay for parking. So we added this. We have any other weird extras? Oh, we have a next day booking fee. So you can set it up in yours to do a same day booking fee where you can set, I'll show it to you in a second, but we also have a next day booking fee. And it's an extra 75 bucks because we got to scramble. We got to scramble. When a client comes up and they're like, "Oh, it's an emergency," da, 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 we charge them 75 extra dollars because we're going to be shuffling people around and it's a big pain in the butt. And then also for our regular clients, we can waive it. We'll be like, "Oh, we'll waive that for you. Don't worry." So that makes them feel special. In here under payment, this is where if you click this one, manual hold, this turns it off. So you automatically, when a client puts down their credit card, a hold goes on the card the day before to make sure they have enough money to cover the clean. This is very important. Make sure you check that every night. Most people are really great. They're great. They honor their commitments. They're amazing to work with. They're all awesome. But every now and again, you'll get a person who has no problem stealing from you. They just have no problem not paying for a job. So you make sure you get those holds. Trust us. Trust us. And so then this is an auto charge setting. We don't have this on because with first time clients, we like to check in with them and make sure everything went okay. Let's say their appointment went till 6 o'clock at night. We'll check in with them the next day before we hit charge card in case that like something went wrong or there was a problem and we got to go back for a reclaim. So we have that off. Here you figure out what your sales tax is and you add it. And I would label it whatever the sales tax is, whatever it's called. We have a same day booking fee, of course, and we have it at I think it's 50%. Yeah, it's 50%. So if somebody calls us and they're like, "Cleaning emergency." First of all, there's no such thing as a cleaning emergency. But okay, you get a really stressed, super stressed client. They call, they need a cleaner today. It's going to cost them an extra 50% because, again, we have to scramble and figure it all out. And usually, when someone's in that state, they assume you're going to charge them that. So make sure you put that in for really good clients. If you got a realtor that you're working with all the time and they're bringing you tons of business, you can waive that fee. But you know who loves this? Cleaners, because they're making an extra 50% that day. So it's great. And then a cancellation charge. We have ours, it's within 24 hours and we do $79. Remove frequency discount on first booking. We have this checked just because we found we were getting people booking, weekly cleans where they get a 20% discount and then they would call us and say, "Oh, actually, we're not going to move forward." And so they get this discount and we do a one-time clean. So we have this turned on. You decide what you want to do. I think that's that with pricing. Just remember, this is a living document. You're going to be shifting things around a little bit. You don't want to do it too much, but you're not going to set your prices now and then in 4 years' time be at the same rates. You got to find the balance between keeping your cleaners happy, keeping your clients happy. So you're gonna have to remain flexible. So good luck on your pricing adventure. I will see you tomorrow when we talk about designing your logo. Okay, today we're going to talk about designing a logo for your cleaning company. This should not take you more than 1 hour. Your logo for a local service company really, it doesn't really matter. If you have a really bad logo, it could maybe potentially drive some people away. But, a simple, clean, easy to read logo is what we're going for here. You're not Nike. You're not Adidas. You're not Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We don't need to spend thousands of dollars hiring a design firm to come up with this, new thing. It doesn't matter. It's not going to bring you in any extra dollars. So this shouldn't take you more than an hour and it shouldn't cost you more than 20 bucks. I'm going to show you how to do it for free, in fact. All right. So logos, number one priority. It has to be easy to read. Just like with your websites, you don't want your clients having to spend an extra second trying to figure out what this thing says. So it needs to be extremely easy to read. Clean, simple. So I'm just going to show you some very effective logos from very, very popular websites. So let's think about why they work. First one, Wikipedia. Classic, simple, no graphics. That capitalized A at the end is pretty wild. This is a beautiful, clean logo. Gap, very familiar. Easy to read, clear, classic. All lowercase, I guess. That's the flair there. All uppercase. That's the flair there. Otherwise, there's nothing there. It's just letters. Uber Eats gets a little adventurous with that green Eats. Otherwise, totally simple. Totally simple. Google, this is kind of my bridge to the don'ts. You're not going to use the multicolored font. It's not going to look good on your website. Don't do it. It works for Google, but if you try something like that, it's going to look like you're copying Google. So no. And so now we're going to go into the really big don'ts. I just don't want you to make the same mistake. So let's go. Okay, so this one I found on a blog about effective logos. So this X means like, no, this isn't effective. And the reason why it isn't effective is the blue and the pink are too close together in tone. So it's hard to read. The font is also like a scripty kind of font, hard to read. And then they're like, this is a yes. In our case, this is not a yes. We do not want these square logos. You want your logo horizontal. So you don't want to be stacking things up. And this word here, consecutor, I don't know how to pronounce it, and I definitely wouldn't know how to spell it. So this, to me, is also an X. No. This says brand union. Don't do this. Here's another example of the colors being too close together. Okay, the red and the blue are basically the same tone, shade. I don't know what the proper word is, but they're too close, so it's very hard to read. The script is wildly difficult to read. Again, it's a word that's like difficult. I'm assuming this is someone's last name, so. And then chiropractic, massage, homeopathic, and aromatherapy specialist. It's just too many words, just too much. No. And then this logo gets a lot of hate online. And I just want to say, obviously, it's committing an act of terror on your optical nerve, but I actually really like it for its intended audience, which is young people. Your intended audience is not young people. Your intended audience is Gen X, millennial moms. So none of this, this nonsense, okay? So this is what we're going to be thinking. Horizontal, clean, easy to read. No problems, no problems, no problems at all. Keeping all this in mind, let's go to Canva and design our logo. It's going to take 5 minutes. That's it. Let's go. So here we are at canva.com, canva.com. You're going to need to get one of their free trials for their pro account. The reason why you need a pro account is because you need to be able to download your logo on a transparent background. And that only comes with their pro account. So sign up for their 30-day free pro account and we will get all your logos done in a day. We're going to hit create design. We're doing a custom size. ConvertLabs recommends that your website logo be 200 by I'm just checking it. 200 by 70 pixels. But with Canva, for some reason, if you do that, if you do the 200 by 70, when you upload it to your website, your font is going to look fuzzy. It's going to look pixelated. And I don't know why it happens. And I tried to look it up, and it was just a bunch of computer person lingo. So I don't know why it happens. I just know it does, and you don't want that. So we're going to double the size. So it's going to be 400 by 140 pixels. Here it is. We'll hit text, add a text box. Here is our text box. We're going to increase the font size a little bit so we get it better. So this is just Canva's default font. This is completely fine. If you want to use this. But let's get a little deeper into the fonts. So you click here, and here you will see all the fonts. Now, because you have the free pro trial, you get access to all their fonts. They got fancy fonts that you have to pay for normally. So just go through. Oh, you know what? It'll be easier if you type in your cleaning company name. So let's go with Notting Hill Clean, our pretend cleaning company from when we designed our website. To me, this font is just too plain, even though you could just absolutely just do this, enlarge it to the biggest size, download a PNG file with the transparent background. Boom, done. Okay, it's too simple for us. We're going to get a little creative. So when these little things show up, these pink lines, that means you're in the middle. We want it centered. So let's check out some of the fonts. There's one that I really like that I think I'm going to use, but like you can just click through. No, too dark. That could work. Not bad. DM Sans. A little cold. Good old times, no New Roman. Nothing wrong with that. But I like Playfair Display. Yes. So I'm going to enlarge it to the maximum size. You know what? I'm going to get crazy and add some flair. When I took the course with Rohan, this is what he said about logos. He's like, yeah. So you choose your font and then you add some flair. Boom. Perfect. So we're going to enlarge it all the way. Make sure it's centered. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay, we're going to go over here to share. Click download. You want it as a PNG file. You need to tick this transparent background. Download. That's your first one. Now we're going to select this and we're going to turn it white. So when you click off this, you're not going to be able to see it, but it's there. You're going to go back, share, download, transparent background. Got it. You're going to see why I did a white font and a black font when we go to upload it to our website. Just trust me on this for now. Okay, next, we need to make another one. We need to make a square version of this font. So File, Create a New Design, Custom Size. So again, ConvertLabs recommends 300 by 300, but if you do that, when you upload it, it's going to look all pixelated. So we're going to go 600 by 600. Create New Design. This is our design. Let's add our text box. We know our font is what we just used. It's right here under recently used, Playfair Display. So what you're going to do here is we're going to be turning that horizontal logo into a logo that works better in a square. I'll show you how to do that. We're going to enlarge it, but we're not going to enlarge it all the way because this little thing, you're going to use it on your Google profile, you're going to use it on your Stripe account, and you're going to use it on ConvertLabs. There's a little place where you have to upload this square. A lot of times they'll put a circle around it. So you don't want to fill the words up all the way because they're going to get cut off. So you're going to keep it about like maybe this. So for me, these are too far. There's too much space here. This doesn't look nice to me. So if you want to adjust that, you go to this little thing right here, spacing, click it, and we're doing line spacing. We're going to reduce it. So it just feels a little more cozy. You can also adjust the letter spacing if you want to, no, get them really tight. Do not do this. No, that looks good. Okay, so also here, this one, you can use your colors. You don't need a transparent background for this one. So how do we find our colors? Find our colors by going to Customize, Header. So this is like this turquoise, this color. So you select it, you find out what it is. This is the little color code. Every color has this little code, and they're all different. Every code is specific to each color. So you want to use this exact color. So you're going to copy it. You're going to go back to here. You're going to click this button. So this is your text. Now the text is selected. Now the background is selected. You're going to hit the color wheel and you can paste in your code. Boom. Now in this case, I would turn this, if we were going to use this color, it feels like it's not there. If we were going to use this color, I would change the font to white just so it stands out a little bit. And actually looking at this, I might even like darken this color down a bit because you really want a really good contrast, really, really good contrast. So let's take this. Ooh, that looks good. Yeah, that dark navy blue, that might be what I would change my whole website to. I mean, you can see the difference, right? Like that's our website. It's not as easy to read as this. So I'm not saying I want you to go back and change all the colors on your website, but maybe, I don't know, think about it. Just looks really good. Anyways, we'll go back to our regular one. Either black or white or whatever color you decide on, share, download. You don't want the transparent background this time, download. You've got your logo. You got all square logo, horizontal logo. That's all you need. Don't think, oh, you know what? I just noticed. I forgot our flare. Boop. Yes, yes, much different. Okay, download it again. Now we're done. So let's go get it up on our websites. We go to our dashboard, appearance, customize, header. It says here, logo header. This is what we're going to do. Select the image. We're going to have to upload the files. There it is. Select. There it is. Notting Hill Clean. My goodness. Oh, it looks so good, especially on this. Yeah, that looks really good. Okay, so we're going to publish. We're happy. Done. Wow, we're burning through this. Now we're going to go. We got to get a logo down here on our footer. Footer. This is where we're going to use the white one. So we're going to upload our white logo. This one. And it's going to look blank. Oh, no, you can kind of see it. So when we click on it, you can kind of see the words. That's what we want. Select. There it is. Looks so good. Looks so good. Publish. So that's done. Next, you got to upload your square logo. You're going to go over here to where you've named your website. This is going to be here. Settings. Company logo. So there's already one here because of this test website. It has one, but we're going to change it. And so this is where we're going to upload the square one. Open. And then you get this little thing that says success, company logo saved. Great. Let's go to the dashboard. See what it looks like. No, it hasn't happened yet. Oh, there it is. I had to reload the site. So there it is. Notting Hill Clean. So looking at how small it is, we could probably go back to Canva. So when you go back to Canva, we go back to Canva to our home and you can see your recent designs so you don't lose it all. So there it is. Let's click it. And let's make this just a little bigger. And I am going to change the font to white. Oops, not bold, white. And I'm going to hit share. Download. Download. Put in the next one up. Yeah. Let's go back to our dashboard. Reload. Yeah, there it is. So that looks nice. So this is the leaderboard. You can choose to participate in this or not. And it just shows the top 3 companies, what their revenue is for the month. So you can see that. So this is us, Oak Bay Clean. So you can see my logo. I've taken it up as big as it could go. So even this Notting Hill Clean one could go a little larger. But the point is, it's done. We've been talking for maybe 10 minutes and it's over. And so I don't want you to spend any more time than that on this. As long as you're not putting something up there that's impossible to read, it doesn't matter. Clean, classic, bougie. That's all you want. So you're going to think, what kind of stores do upper middle class people shop in if you need some inspiration? So you think like, I don't know, Pottery Barn, Restoration Hardware, IKEA, like whatever. Those, like, think of it, you know what they look like in your head. And you can read those fonts, those logos so easily. And so that's what you're going for. Okay, you're just trying to evoke clean, classic, bougie. So just have fun with it. It's going to be great. You can give each other feedback. You can post it in the community and just say, hey, is this working? But as I said, don't stress. Do not spend too long on it. Spend no money. You have got this. We'll see you again later.
Up until this point in the course, you haven't needed to use a professional email address, nor have you needed a professional phone number. We're getting to the point where we will need those things moving forward. So today, we're going to set up your email address. And tomorrow, we're going to help you set up your professional phone line. For your email address, we want a professional email address like hello@yourcompanyname.com. not the amateur way, which is your company name at gmail.com. It's a little bit technical. So Kevin's going to walk us through step by step. Kevin, you have the bridge.
We've been using G Suite and Google for like over a decade. It's really, really good. And almost everybody knows how to use Gmail. So, what G Suite allows you to do, if you're not familiar with it, is use your domain name as your actual email. So, you can set it up as hello at, awesomemaze.com or whatever your domain is. And there's also a bunch of other products in here that just make it really kind of worth the price. So what the price is $6 a month per user. So per user, it's a little complicated, but basically you only need one user, but you can also create email aliases. So what that is basically different email addresses, but it just goes into the same email inbox. If you want to have different inboxes, then those are going to be different users. But typically, I mean, you don't have to worry about that. When it comes to setting up G Suite, it's a little difficult. We've been running into, just in the past, how difficult it is. People can get stuck basically changing their MX records, which is records in your domain name. So we'll handle all of that for you. The only thing that you have to do is basically just go here, click on get started. Sometimes I've noticed what Google will do is actually default you into the $12 pricing plan, even if you're clicking here. So after you sign up, check what your pricing plan is in Google, and you can actually change it to the business starter because you really don't need this at all. And it's $6. So yeah, so all you have to do is basically click on get started, go through the sign up process. It's just you go through this first name, last name, your current email address. It's going to ask you for your domain name, and then it's going to ask you to enter in your credit card information. And also it's going to ask you for your first what email address you want to use. So I like to use hello. You could put hi, support, whatever you want to do. That's going to be your main admin account. For your one user, that's going to be your user account. So use something kind of generic. I like to use hello. I use that for pretty much everything. And then it's also going to ask for a password. So you're going to be sharing this with the ConvertLabs tech team. So make it a generic password that you don't use for anything else. What you're going to do after that is basically send us your email that you created in here and your temporary password. We're going to connect your domain with G Suite so that it'll be fully functional. And then after we do that, then you can change your password so that it's secure. And obviously, we don't want access to it. So that's basically G Suite. The email that you're going to share with us is the same email. It's hello at ConvertLabs. So hello at convertlabs.io. You'll get to a point here during the sign up process where it basically asks you to verify your domain. You can stop there and then just send us those logins, and then we'll verify your domain, edit your MX record so that it works with Google, and you'll have your email account. And you could basically just use it as Gmail. It's the same Gmail inbox, but it's just using your domain name. So that's basically it. If you have any questions, let us know. Reach out via email. And then also turnaround time should be within 24 hours. So we'll get it done pretty quickly. So before, what I noticed was you'd be able to select the $6 plan, and that's the plan that you got, but it will default you to the $12 plan. So after you sign up, in the billing section, you can find it where you can downgrade it. So Google makes it a little tricky, but
Thanks, Kevin. So when you're all done, you're going to email hello at convertlabs.io, send them your new Gmail address that you've just created, as well as that temporary password you just set. So they can access it, set it up right, then you can change your password. And tomorrow, we're going to help you set up your professional phone line. See you there. Today, we are setting up your local business phone line. Just like everything we do here at Cleaning Company Blueprint, it's to set you up with a professional phone line that is separate from your personal life because this is a business. It's also a really easy way to manage your operations while you're on the go. So, OpenPhone will work on your cell phone as well as your desktop, your laptop, wherever you are. But first, let's just get you set up. So, use the link below. That's an affiliate link. That helps us. Thank you. And it helps you. It gives you a discount. So go click that link and I will share my screen with you. Once you click that link, you will land here and we can do this together. So first, just take a look down here. This is what your OpenPhone will look like once you get it up and running. This is exactly what ours looks like. You've got your contacts on the left. These are things that are happening. You'll be able to eventually add virtual assistants to your team, for example, or customer service agents or family members to help you. You'll be able to add them to this exact same phone number and they'll be able to use it wherever they are. And you can then see what's happened. So it's a really cool tool and it all costs less than 20 bucks a month. We absolutely love it. Let's look at pricing first. So we're looking at pricing and you're going to see that they've got three different options here. Enterprise, this is much more complex. We don't need to have that kind of business. Business, obviously, this is the one they're trying to get us on, but we just need the starter account for now. You can always upgrade later. Let's just click try for free. And like I said before, you will get a discount on this because you're using our affiliate link. So be sure to use that. Let's just choose a location. I'll say that I'm in Toronto and I'll say it's just me. And for industry, you can choose any of these, but in our case, it's a cleaning company, but we're using online software. So I'm just going to call it e-commerce. You could choose home services. It doesn't really matter. This is just for OpenPhone's records. And why do you need OpenPhone? I'm just going to choose customer support. That's exactly what we need it for. So that's fine. And then it just automatically assigned me this phone number. This is a local phone number for anyone living in Toronto. It's a fine number. I actually like it, easy to remember, but I could choose a different number. So I'm going to do pick a different number. And then you can see here, ooh, I love the 236, but that puts me in Victoria. It's got me in the wrong location because that's where I physically am. So let's do Toronto, Ontario. And there we go. So, ooh, I like that number. 500-3352, super easy to remember. So there we go. Love it. You can click this button where they help you to get started or not, up to you. I'll just, sure. And then I'll hit continue. And then I would choose the starter packages. You can see here they've got a little flag. This is saying you need to register your local number. This is because OpenPhone has had issues in the past with people spamming. So everybody who is using voice over internet now needs to do this. They'll walk you through it. So we're just going to hit select starter. And here we get to the credit card. So this is as far as I can take you. Just enter your details here. Once you have this done, you're on your way with a professional phone number. Congratulations. One step closer. Next up, you should watch the video that we're going to link to here so that you can get to know OpenPhone a little better in terms of how we actually use it day to day so that we save time and get bookings from clients, whether we can answer the phone or not. See you on the other side.
All right. Hey, everybody. So let's talk about how we're actually collecting payments. And the way that we're doing that is through Stripe. So ConvertLabs will connect to your Stripe account and all of the credit card information and customer information stays inside of Stripe securely. They're essentially your credit card processor. What we want to do is create a Stripe account, and then we're going to connect that to ConvertLabs. And ConvertLabs is basically going to tell Stripe who to charge, when to charge them, for how much to charge them, etc. The only thing that's happening inside of your Stripe account that you should ever be doing is moving money over if it's not automatic, but most people have it automatic so that money from Stripe goes into your bank account. So there's really no reason to ever be doing anything in Stripe. And so just keep that in mind. You don't want to be doing refunds or charges or anything inside of Stripe because then that's not reflected inside of ConvertLabs. You also want to note that the first payment that you do in Stripe will take 7 days to clear. After that, it's 2 days. So that's one of the reasons why we want to get our Stripe account set up and why we want to do a test booking so we can get that first credit card charge, even if it's your own credit card, inside of Stripe so that that delay goes from 7 days down to 2 business days, which is what we want. There's a couple of different ways of setting up a Stripe account. Maybe you already have one that you want to use, or you want to create a new one. So you can do it on Stripe here as well. The other thing that you can do is inside of your ConvertLabs account, if you go to settings and then integrations, and you click on connect here, we're under Stripe. Not going to work because this is a demo account, but you click on connect and it's going to ask you one of two things, either connecting an existing account or creating a new account. So if you don't have a new account, just go ahead and create a new account. One thing to note with this is that you want to make sure if you don't have an EIN number, you can just use your social security number. And I recommend that pretty much setting up a Stripe account because it's really easy. They need to associate with either your social or an EIN. If you haven't set up your LLC yet, totally fine. Don't worry about it. I think it's more important that we get a Stripe account so we can run our first transaction. So just enter in your social security number and you can switch it over to a business account at any time. You can change your address to your business address, change your social to your EIN so it's reflected in your Stripe account. So that's easy to do. You don't have to create a new account. It's just changing some information. So I recommend doing it that way if you do not have an LLC right now. So just go here, do that. Once you create an account, it'll automatically be connected in ConvertLabs. When you come back to this page, you'll see where it says disconnect. That means you are connected. And then from there, assuming that your Stripe account is activated, meaning you've added all of your information, you'll be ready to go and you'll be able to start making payments inside of ConvertLabs better than reflected in Stripe. As a quick note before we go, everything that happens inside of ConvertLabs, all the payments and everything will go into your Stripe account, and then that will be transferred. Most people do it automatically into your business checking account, and that process takes about 2 business days after your first transaction. The other thing to note, if we're here in ConvertLabs and you're doing credit card charging, just kind of how this works really quickly, and we'll probably go over this a couple of times. Your customers' credit cards are put on hold 24 hours before the service date. You can turn this on and off depending on how you want to run your business, but by default, your customer's credit card will be placed on hold for the full amount the day before the service. So that way, if there's a hold failed, we know that we should be reaching out to the customer trying to get a card that's going to work. There's a couple different reasons why cards don't work, but we want to get a card that works on file, get that hold cleared so that that way when we send somebody to go do the work, we know we're going to get paid for it. And then we're not in the business of chasing payments, which eats up a lot of time and money, and it really sucks. So we don't want to do that. Now, assuming that the hold was successful, you're going to see this yellow charge button. And this is an important thing to note. Once the hold has happened, you have 7 days to charge that card. If you don't charge that card within 7 days, then that hold is basically removed and you have to start that process over again, which isn't a problem, but that customer might see that as 2 charges for a short period of time. So what most people do is they'll just click on charge typically at the end of the day for those bookings after the service has been completed. Or there's also a setting so that you can charge automatically. And what will happen is at night, it'll go through all the bookings you had during the day. And if they're available for charge, it will charge them. So that's another option that you can do too. But just keep in mind, holds only stay around for 7 days. That's the maximum amount of time that Stripe allows it. But there's really kind of no reason to not charge them day of service or after that. So that's it about Stripe. It's pretty easy to get set up. Just make sure the information that you're entering in Stripe is accurate. Sometimes they do flag accounts if your phone number doesn't match up or your address doesn't match up. So just keep that in mind. Also, a good idea to have your website set up before you set up your Stripe account because Stripe will ask you for some type of web address. It could be your website, it could be your social media to your business. And if you send them to your website and your website is not set up yet, or you don't have your real address and phone number and everything on your website, it can cause a flag on that Stripe account. So just make sure when you're entering information on there, it's reflected somewhere in real life accurately. So keep that in mind. If you have any questions about any of this, feel free to reach out. But it's relatively simple. Doesn't take a long time. 5 minutes, you can have your Stripe account set up and be ready to start charging on ConvertLabs. All right, so now when it comes time to testing your Stripe account and making sure that it's all up and running after we've done the integration, what we want to do is create some test bookings. So before we do that, it's a good idea to create a discount code so that you're only charging yourself like $1.50 instead of $200. So one way to do that, click on discounts, create a discount code. You can do it as a percentage and just do 99%. Enter whatever you want to put in here. Doesn't matter for your code. Create the discount code. Then you can go to your website, go to Book Now, and go ahead and create a booking as if you were a customer, remembering to use that discount code here so that you're only charging yourself 150. Once that's done and you've created your booking, if you go to bookings, you should see your booking here. As a quick note, if you make the booking for today or tomorrow, there's up to a 15-minute delay to do that credit card hold. So you may have to be a little bit patient with that. Once you have that credit card hold, you can go ahead and click on charge. And once you've clicked on charge, you should see that money inside of your Stripe account immediately. And that's basically it. But it's a good idea to go ahead and kind of go a little bit further and play around with it. Do a couple more test bookings if you like. You can also create yourself as a service provider. For one of those test bookings, you can assign yourself and see what that whole process looks like from their perspective, the service provider's perspective, as well as a customer, and then yourself as an admin. So feel free to play around with it. The other thing that you can do too, we have gift cards on all of our sites. So you can go here and I believe the minimum is about $20 and you can just put in 20 bucks here and make sure that this is working. And then that 20 bucks shows up in your Stripe account. But yep, that's about it for testing Stripe. All right. Hey guys, Kevin here again. So let's talk about forming your LLC. For most people, you're going to be doing an LLC, not a SRC type corporation. Most people are going to be doing LLCs. And if you have a partner, you're going to be doing a partnership LLC. This is going to help protect you for anything that may happen in your business. So, a couple different ways of going about it. One, you can do this yourself. You can form your LLC yourself. You can go to your state's website and go to the government website and get all of those various things filled out. I don't like doing it that way. I've tried it before. To me, it just feels a little disorganized, and I like using companies that help you form your LLC. But you can do this however you want. Doesn't matter. But I just feel a little bit more comfortable when I have a company like Busy do this for us. We've also used companies like First Base before, but they're a little bit more expensive. Typically, it costs somewhere around $200 to get your LLC formed, depending on your state. Some things to keep in mind when you create an LLC, it's an entity. And if you ever end up needing to end the business, quit the business, you're going to have to dissolve your LLC. And you're going to want to also make sure that any state associated taxes are also complied with. So, for example, in California, there's an $800 a year LLC tax. Whether you made $1 million or $0, you're still going to have to pay that $800. In other states, they don't really have that, but they might have tax filing like in June, which is, I think, Delaware, somewhere around June, July, that you have to do that. So keep in mind, you just want to be aware of those things when you form an LLC. If you need to, dissolve it and make sure that that's taken care of. But it's very easy to get this set up and going. This is also going to allow you to get your EIN number, which comes from the federal government, so that you can use that in Stripe and other places as well. It's kind of your federal business identification number, if you will. So, entity. Normally, we're going to be picking an LLC here, and then you can pick your state. Most states nowadays, they're going to want you to have an LLC in that state. Otherwise, if you have an existing, like let's say Delaware LLC, you want to use that, you might have to sign up as an foreign entity operating in that state. So you might have to do a little bit of research and figure out, what's the best way of going about it for you. But I'm in California, so let's just see what it's like to create a California LLC. I'm going to click on Start My Business here, and we're going to see a couple of different options. Typically, the middle option is going to be what we need. You may or may not need expedited filing, business contract templates. We don't need that, but we do need EIN, business tax number, and here it's included in the 199 plan. And there's an additional $75 that the state charges. So to get an LLC in California and to have somebody do it for you, it's $274. And if you want it done in a day instead of 4 weeks, it's an additional 50. So you could use Busy, you could use whatever you want, you could do it yourself, whatever you feel comfortable with, you can go ahead and get this done. They'll also do things like automatically set up your articles of organization, operating agreements, all this other stuff, like these contracts that you need to have. And you'll also have a login And a lot of these companies, what they'll do is they'll say, hey, this needs to be done at this date. These taxes need to be done here. So for me, I just like it because it's a way for me to just stay organized for a relatively small amount of money for something that's pretty important. So you can check out Busy. Different states cost different amounts of money. So for example, if we go to Delaware, we're going to see here that the state fee is $143. But Delaware doesn't charge $800 a year just to have an LLC. So keep that in mind. I've been using Busy for a couple of years. They were ink file. I do like them. We've also used First like them as well, but they are $400 or $500. Busy and ink file seem to be substantially less. Or if you find someone else that you don't want to use that. Do it yourself. Whatever makes you happy, but get your LLC because this will help protect you in case anything happens in your business. So, have any questions? Please feel free to reach out. And here's Victoria.
Thanks, Kevin. Now, for the Canadians, there are two things to cover here. Number one, you need to have your name approved before you go to incorporate. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, go watch the Name Your Company video. That will help. Number two, you can incorporate either provincially or federally. We chose to do it provincially simply because we knew that our company was not going to be a national brand within the next few years. It was just easier to incorporate provincially. It's up to you what you want to do. You can also use a third party, just like Kevin is coaching the Americans to do. You could do the same thing here in Canada if you need that help. We didn't, it's not our first company, and we knew that we could just follow the instructions and fill out the paperwork. And we got some guidance from our accountants to make sure we were setting it up properly for our needs. So name approval first, incorporation second. Go get it. One of the most exciting topics to talk about is insurance. I know it's not, but we do have to do it. And over 50% of cleaning companies don't have the right insurance. We're going to help you to get the proper insurance set up so your company is by the books and your cleaners are protected. You're going to notice when you're interviewing cleaners that almost all of the ones that are out there already working on their own, they don't have insurance at all. Out of all of the interviews I've done over the last 3 years, almost 99% of those cleaners that are out there working in the field, they didn't have the proper insurance. They didn't even know they needed it. And here's the thing, your clients are going to ask you if you have insurance. If you want to start posting Google local service ads to get qualified leads, you will need to prove that you have your insurance documents to validate that you have a legitimate business. If you decide to do post-construction cleaning, the companies you work with will also ask to see your documentation. So getting the right insurance is just another way that you stand out from the crowd. You show that you have a professional cleaning company that is miles ahead of all the others. If you're working with independent contractors, like we advise you do here at Cleaning Company Blueprint, then your company will need insurance and so will your cleaners. So it's two different things. You pay for your insurance for your company, and your independent contractors pay for their insurance to protect themselves. So the company we use is called Foxquilt. There's a link below. That's an affiliate link, helps us, but it also helps you because it gives you direct access to the Foxquilt team that knows, okay, you're coming from Cleaning Company Blueprint, that bumps you up their queue. In our case, we have $2 million in general liability insurance. It costs us about $37 a month. We're in Canada and we're in British Columbia. It is specific to where you are. So you will have a different rate depending on what state you're in or what province you're in. Foxquilt now works in both countries, Canada and the United States of America. If you're in the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, anywhere else in the world, you will need to look into insurance companies that can insure your cleaning company there. We use Foxquilt because they have a monthly payment plan. This is the edge. Cleaners won't get insurance, not because they don't want it. It's because they think it's too expensive and they can't afford it. They can't afford an annual plan in one payment. And that's what most insurers do. So Foxquilt, very smart of them, they knew, hey, there's all these independent contractors out there in the world, and they're not getting insured because they can't afford the lump sum payment. Now, your cleaners will also sign up for Foxquilt or another insurance provider that you find them. When they sign up, you will have to walk them through a little bit. This is probably their first time getting insurance. When you do the interview with them, ask them, hey, do you have insurance? And they're probably going to say, no, I never break anything. I don't need it. Well, what happens when you accidentally drop a splash of bleach on someone's $10,000 carpet? That's on the cleaners when they're working as independent contractors. Okay, so once you click that link, which is just get.foxquilt.com/oakbayclean, that's our company, you will land on this page. And then you can go down to get a quote. Okay, and then you'll fill out this form, fairly simple. So you can see here it's Canada or the US. I'm in Canada, so I'll choose Canada. You choose your province. So your industry profession will be cleaning professional. And then these are extra things. We don't do any of these extra things, so just leave them blank. No, we don't want to add a different profession or industry. There's the code, so that's our affiliate link. And then you enter in your details. And I won't be able to get past this point, but you'll hit next and it'll continue asking you questions. One thing I will note is when you get to the question, what percentage is residential or commercial? In our case, because we focus primarily on residential cleaning, we would tick that box to say 100% residential cleaning. If you're doing commercial cleaning, as in office buildings, grocery stores, hospitals, that kind of thing, you will have to tick commercial. That is much more expensive. Big decision to make now in terms of your cleaning company. Here at Cleaning Company Blueprint, we always say start with residential. It's the easier one to get started with. Then you can always change later to commercial cleaning. Depending on where you are, you may be required to pay into a workers' compensation fund. You're going to want to Google this with your location and see if that is a requirement on you as a business owner. For us here in British Columbia, Canada, it is. Whether we have employees or independent contractors, we pay into a workers' compensation fund. So do your research and make sure you tick all the boxes. This is part of being a business owner. Let's get your company going and make sure you're doing everything right.
So we've reached day 12. We're just a little bit over the halfway point in our journey here to build your cleaning companies. And I just wanted to take a couple minutes to address any issues that might be coming up for you. Because it's at this point in the course that people tend to drop off. And when I took the course in 2021, there were like 2 sticky days. As I've mentioned before, pricing was one of them. And I think that was because I had kind of a whacked out relationship with money. And I didn't have a lot of confidence in my own self-worth. I don't have that problem now, but I certainly did then. And then it was all fine until we got to today and kind of what we're going to be going through for the next 2 weeks, because setting up your Google profile, setting up your Yelp page, which is tomorrow, setting up all your SEO, your socials, all this stuff, and then starting to interview cleaners, hiring cleaners, that's when it all becomes public. Up till this point, it's a secret. Nobody knows. I'm just playing around. Let's see what's going to happen. But once you start putting your company out there, then it's like, okay, this is real. Some of you may not have any problems with this. It may be exactly what you want to do. It's no big deal. You're just like, get on with it, lady. But for those of you who may be feeling like I was, I'm just going to recommend a book for you to read. It's called The War of Art, and it's by Stephen Pressfield. I'll link to it below. It's an affiliate link, so if you purchase it through there, we'll get, 50 cents, $1, I don't know, something. We'll get a little bit from Amazon. That would be great. It's not a long book. It's like, I think maybe 100 pages. Super easy to read, very clear, not a tough assignment. It was originally written for writers experiencing writer's block. But it really does apply to anybody who's doing anything new and big. So launching a cleaning company, starting to train for a marathon, switching careers, doing anything that's like a big new scary thing. This book is for you. And what he talks about, and what I want you to consider right now, there's a part of your brain, a little voice inside you that will do anything it possibly can to get you to quit. And the reason why this part of your brain wants you to quit isn't because it hates you or you hate yourself. It's because it thinks its job is to keep you safe and keep you alive. And as far as it's concerned, where you are right now is safe and alive. So its job is done. It does not want you taking risks. It doesn't want you putting yourself out there. It views anything that takes you out of the safety of where you are right now as a threat. And it will be on you all day, every day, trying to get you to quit. And you will see, it may have already started happening. There are going to be all these little conflicts and obstacles that start popping up. You might have started fighting with your spouse. You see, there's so much conflict here. This business is causing so much strife. Your kids might be in crisis. You have to deal with that. These things must be dealt with. You don't have time for business. You've got all this laundry to do. All this housework needs to be done. I don't have time. Stuff's going to start flaring up at work. Addictions. If you have any addictions in your past, they can flare up. And that's just your brain trying to get you to stop. Stay where you are. Stay safe. Don't change. Do not change. Why do you need to change? You're fine. You've got a roof over your head. You're watching this on a phone or a laptop or an iPad or something. You've got that. You've got food to eat. You've got clean air and clean water. Mission accomplished. Stop. Stay where you are. Okay, that's what it's telling you. So your job is to recognize when this starts happening. Acknowledge that it's happening. Do what you got to do to take care of it. But just say, cool, all right, that's fine. I'm not going to stop now, though. I'm going to keep moving forward. We keep moving forward. You can do this. You can do this. If we can do it, you can do it. Okay, there are so many people in this world who are succeeding that you're smarter than, you have more charisma than, you have the can-do attitude. You just say to yourself a billion times if you have to, if they can do it, I can do it. So the reason why I bring all this up now is because getting your Google business listing verified can throw up an obstacle. So we're remember that we don't just quit. It's probably going to be fine, but it happens enough where people stumble into problems here that I just want to make you aware that this might take a while. And if you live somewhere other than America or Canada, I don't even think you have to worry about any of this. I think it's going to be no problems. But if you do live in America or Canada, you might have to jump through some hoops. I'm going to link to another video on the end screen. I'll stick it right here. It's by an account called Ranking Academy. It's had like 270,000 views. It's current for right now, and it is absolutely the best step-by-step video I've ever seen on how to make your Google business profile and how to get verified. If you've been doing everything you were supposed to do up until this day, we have given you everything that you should need. You're going to have your insurance documents. You're going to have your incorporation documents. You've got your website. You've got your professional phone number. You've got your professional email. You are set. You are a real company. Google isn't out to get you. Google's number one priority is to deliver a really good experience for their users. So when someone types in cleaning company and your town, Google wants to deliver actual, real, authentic cleaning companies, real people who are in the city. So you guys are going to be all that. It's going to be fine. So you're going to go watch the video. You're going to do what he says to do. Getting it set up is going to be easy. The verification may take a while. So I'm going to now share my screen and show you how to fill out your profile once you've got it up to your maximum advantage. So let's go. So once you've got your business profile, it's not going to be verified yet. So this little check mark here, see, means that it's been verified. So yours isn't going to have that until you get it verified. But you are going to be able to, while you wait, fill out all these things. You're going to pick up on a theme here now that we're moving into SEO territory, search engine optimization territory, getting you to show up at the top of Google. And that theme is going to be fill out all the profiles all the way. Most cleaning businesses don't do this. Most local service businesses, in fact, they just don't do this. So you're going to do it. And it's going to start with editing your profile. So your primary category is going to be house cleaning service. That's what you're going to choose. We put janitorial service as our secondary category, but our primary, the most important, is house cleaning. Do that. In the description, this is your first opportunity to start putting in your keywords and your location. You don't want to just stuff it with keywords. It has to sound like it's been written by a human. It has to be in proper English. It has to be sentences, but this is your first opportunity to really get that stuff in there. So what am I talking about? Keywords. We've talked about them before. Here's our name, Oak Bay Clean, keyword. Exceptional cleaning services, keyword. Victoria, BC, keyword. Our team of cleaning professionals is dedicated to providing top-notch house and commercial cleaning services. These are all keywords. You can take a look around at your competitors in your city, see what theirs look like. You could look at ours. You just want to get this done and you want to do a good job. You're going to put your phone number in, your website. When we set up your socials in 2 days' times, you can put them here. These all just help you appear as a legitimate business. These give you backlinks, which help with your SEO. You're going to set your service areas. You're going to put all the neighborhoods that you service. It has to be within a 2-hour drive. And I would argue 2 hours is that's way too big. You're going to start smaller. And in a year or two, if you really expand your team out, then maybe 2 hours, but 2 hour like surface area is a lot to send 2, 3, 4 cleaners. However many teams you're going to have at the beginning, you're not going to want to send them 2 hours away. So keep it local. You list your business hours, pretty obvious, any special days that you're closed, and then you have an option of putting online service hours. So we're letting our customers know that you can book online 24 hours a day. Please do. Please do. We would love that. There's a little thing here where it says from the business where you identify as women owned. I think they have one for veterans. I think they have a bunch here. So if you fall into one of these categories, put it in there. So we note that we are an LGBTQ friendly business and that we are a transgender safe space. I hope you're those things too, and you should mark them down because you want your transgender and LGBTQ clients and cleaners to know that they are safe with you. So mark that down. So that's your profile, photos. You're going to want to start putting up photos as soon as you can. And you're probably saying, but I don't have any photos. I haven't cleaned any houses yet. You can use photos of your own house. This was my old house. This was our rec room. I messed it up. I cleaned it up. This was a drawer in my kitchen. I threw in some coffee grounds. I vacuumed the coffee grounds out. So there you get a before after picture. We also just included some screenshots so this was our original website. This is what our website used to look like. And we just took screenshots from the website and put them up here too. So you can do that. Here's another one. Here's another one. It's just content to put in there. This is my shower. Takes a while to get that soap scum off the glass too, you'll find. Bathroom sink, just make it dirty, tidy it up. So yes, you want to be getting photos up. You do not sell products, so do not fill out the products. We used to have this all filled out. We would have like a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment clean, and then we put the price like they were the products. But then we heard from someone in our community who works in, I don't know where he works, tech or something. He said that people can get their profiles unverified for having that because they're not actually products, they're services. So we took them all down. So don't fill them out. What you do want to fill out though is your services. And you're going to fill out everything you can. You put them all down. Residential cleaning, appliances cleaning, balcony sweep, baseboards vacuum. Get them in there. Fill it out. So the booking section, you can put in a link that goes right to your booking page so people can just book online. Beautiful. Q&A. We only have one Q&A. We should probably fill this out more. So to post on Google, you need to have a Google account. So if you have friends with Gmail addresses, they can pose a question like, are you available for bi-weekly cleans? Are you currently taking monthly bookings? Whatever. Have them fill it out and then you can answer. Google likes that. Updates. Here, add update. Here on your Google profile, you can post updates and it gives you a certain amount of words that you can fill out. You put a picture up, can add an offer. You can add if you're having a sale, if it's a certain time of year, like it's like, oh, spring cleaning time, or oh, get ready for Thanksgiving, or whatever. You just put it up and it just lets Google know that your company is still in business, it's still active, it loves that, and it's another opportunity to put in your keywords. I would suggest doing an update maybe once a week. I don't think there's any kind of advantage for doing them more than once a week, but yeah, once a week you want to put up an update. If you decide you want to start doing Google pay-per-click ads, you do it through here, through advertise, but we're going to leave that for now. And then here, ask for reviews. This is your life now. Your life now, as you will soon see, is going to be hiring cleaners, 1 to 2 cleaners a month, and asking for Google reviews. So ask for a review. This will give you a link that you can send to your happy clients and ask them to fill out a Google review. You want to get as many reviews as you possibly can. Some people take that to mean fake reviews. Get all your friends and your family to write you a billion reviews. There's nothing wrong with that for like a couple. But if you take a look around at other people's Google profiles and start reading the actual reviews, which your clients are going to do, potential clients will absolutely read reviews. You'll be able to spot the fake ones so easily. They're going to be short. They're going to be all the same. They'll only mention maybe one cleaner. They're just not authentic. And your clients are going to want an authentic business. You want to be authentic. Vicky's going to talk about hiring cleaners and doing test cleans. She has a way that you can get authentic reviews out of that. So you're going to keep an ear out for that. The more Google reviews you get, the more likely it is you're going to end up in the Google Local 3-pack, which is right here. It's this thing that shows up. There we are. We love being there. And you can click through and you'll see there's like all the people who have Google businesses who've had them verified. They're all showing up here. But you really, really really want to be in the top 3 because this is just free advertising. And another reason to get as many Google reviews as quickly as possible is that you need 5 to qualify for running a Google local service ad. Here it is. So it looks like this. You show up on the top of the search engine result page and it has a Google guarantee. So Google guarantees up to $2,000, I think, for clients who use Google local service ads. If they're not happy, if they're not satisfied, Google will refund them. So to get approved for this, first off, you have to have your account verified. And then you also have to provide them with your insurance documents. You have to provide them with your corporate documents. You have to go through this whole lengthy application process. But once you do that, you can start advertising to people and you end up at the very top of Google. And those are pretty cool. We've used them and they work well. We'll talk more about Google local service ads in the Zoom call later on after you guys have your profiles going because I don't want to overwhelm you with all this information. Okay. The point is, you're going to get your Google verified. You're going to get your Google reviews. Everything's going to work. You're not going to quit. Okay. I'll see you in the Zoom call. Even if you take all the steps to maximize your SEO, like getting listed in local directories, setting up your social media pages, choosing a good name that search engines are going to like, it's still going to take a long time to start showing up at the top of Google. It's going to be very frustrating and super annoying, and you're going to feel like you're not making any progress at all and that you're going to be paying for leads forever. So what we like to do is do everything we can to get there as fast as possible. One of the ways to do that is to get yourself on the front page of Yelp, and then I'll show you how you end up on the top of Google by doing that. So 2 secs, let me share my screen. Okay, so here we are on the Google homepage, and we're just going to do a search for cleaning services in my city, which is Victoria, BC. Best cleaning services, Victoria, BC. Let's take a look. Okay, so here we are. Here's the search engine results page. It's called the SERP, whatever. It's some SEO lingo. Don't worry about it. Up at the top here is sponsored paid ads. We're just going to flip right through there. This is the Google Local 3-pack, which is where you ultimately want to be. There we are. But you're not going to get there now at the beginning. Just put that aside. Put a pin in that. So we keep going down. And here we come to what we're talking about, the Yelp result, 10 best home cleaning services in Victoria, BC. And here we are, Oak Bay Clean, right there. So you want to click through and you see that, again, this is all sponsored results at the top. Kevin's going to go into this. So this is the organic results. And here we are, Oak Bay Clean. So we're on the front page of Yelp. And by being on the front page of Yelp, we get onto the front page of Google. So we'll just flip back. I just want to talk about a couple things. So this is something you can do pretty quickly by implementing what Kevin is going to talk about. It's not particularly difficult. It's slightly tedious and a little annoying, but you can definitely do it, and it will definitely get you here a lot faster than it's going to get you on the top of Google, just organic results or getting into the 3-pack. And you'll notice, here's the front page. These people don't have a lot of reviews. I mean, we have one. Kevin's going to go into what Yelp reviews are like and how Yelp's system is weird, but you don't need to let that deter you. To get to the top of the Google 3-pack, you need to have a lot of reviews, but Yelp, no, you don't need to. You just need to do what Kevin tells you to do. It took us literally 2 days. I did what Kevin said when I took the course in 2021, this course that you're taking here, and it took 2 days to get on the front page of Yelp. So, yay! Yes, celebrate. So this is something you definitely want to do because customers will find you this way. We got our first customer through our Yelp listing. She was a residential client, and then she turned into also a commercial client. We ended up cleaning her office as well. So do not sleep on this. Do not think, just because in my area Yelp doesn't work, people don't use it. They do, and you can. Okay, do this. Definitely do it. Okay, so Kevin, take it away. Show us what we need to do to get on the front page of Yelp, please.
All right, cool. So you can think of all these other platforms in kind of a similar way where they're kind of like a mini Google where you can rank on them sometimes in ways other than paying them or just having the most reviews. They use a lot of other things like keywords, which we're going to go into, that you can use to start ranking even with little or no reviews. So I searched here on Yelp for Los Angeles, and I'm using the keyword house cleaning. So one thing that's important to note is that This is a keyword, and then also the city is a keyword. And this is important because sometimes people aren't searching for Los Angeles if they're in West Hollywood or Beverly Hills or Westwood or any of these smaller areas. And so those are also keywords. And so it's important to use those throughout your profile, which we're going to see in a second. With Yelp, these are basically the different sections that they have. These are sponsored results. I'm going to skip these. And I'll just quickly say too, don't typically recommend paying to be here if you have no reviews. These companies here basically have no reviews. People are coming to Yelp because they want a trusted company that has reviews on there. So if you don't have any, it's just pointless to be paying Yelp when you don't have any reviews. They will tell you different. They will tell you that the best way to get reviews, but you're not going to get that many leads or have a good ROI on your investment there. So down here in this section, this is the organic search results from Yelp. And a lot of other platforms have this. I'm going to scroll down. There's an example that I like to use. This is Amy's Angels Cleaning. Usually almost always in the first page. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on here and let's just kind of go through their page real quick. So here, there's a portfolio of the business. This is also a sponsored section, so you don't have to have this initially. And all these little sections that they have here, let me see. They have this guarantee that they have. And then another thing too is the response times. So on almost all of these platforms are tracking your response times, which basically means when a user sends you a message, how quickly do you respond? With Yelp, you can ask a quote from several different companies, and Yelp is just tracking all of these different companies and how quickly they're responding. What these platforms really want is a good user experience for their customers. And so they want to make sure that they're serving those customers with companies that are very responsive. And that's extremely true on Thumbtack. It's one of their probably top 3 ways that they'll rank you on their search results page. So you want to make sure that you're using their apps on your phone so that you're getting those messages immediately and you're responding to them right away. In a lot of these platforms, you're also able to set certain times that you're available to respond to those messages. So make sure you utilize that so nobody messages you at 1:00 in the morning and you don't respond until 8:00. And then that changes your average response time from 10 minutes to, 55 minutes or whatever. I'm just going to go through again on this page. Some common things that I find that people don't do very well. And I'm going to probably say this again and again on this call. They don't fill things out properly. So about the business, read more. This is just such a great example. They've filled this out basically as much as they can. This is exactly what you want to do. And what you'll see here is they use keywords like residential house cleaning, commercial, Los Angeles County, professional cleaners. These are all keywords. They basically paid somebody to write this up. And nowadays you can use ChatGPT to do this for you and include these keywords. People have caught on to this, and there's a little warning message. And basically, you just don't want to fill this with just keywords, but you do want to make it sound like you're actually talking about your specialties. But again, you'll see professional cleaning, clean, one-time cleaning, recurring cleaning. These are basically different keywords so that when somebody searches for this keyword, those profiles with these keywords are going to show up. If I go back to the main page here, I search for the term house cleaning, and what you're going to see is that same keyword highlighted in bold here and here and here in these organic search results. So they're basically seeing, okay, which profiles are including this keyword in there. And that's how they're serving up these different profiles. There's a lot of different things that they're also looking at. It's not just keywords, but it's definitely one of the most important things that you want to do, especially when it comes to Yelp. So these sections, make sure that you're putting these keywords in here. And then the other thing too that they do a pretty good job with is if I go to photos and videos, all of these different pictures here, when we click on them, what they do is they include these different keywords. So they'll have cleaning and then Los Angeles. And all of these images that we see here, you can upload a bunch of images to Yelp, and it's just another area to input your keywords. So in all of the images, if you look at this example and you go through, you're going to see a bunch of different keywords. I mean, this is just a picture of a bedroom. It doesn't really matter what the picture is of exactly, but what they're doing that you can see here is for cleaning Santa Monica. And again, you'll see this, shower, Los Angeles, home cleaning, Alhambra, California, regular cleaning. Again, they have this hundreds of times on their profile. And these are different keywords. So when somebody searches Palo Verde, this profile is more likely to show up than if all they said in here was Los Angeles or nothing. You want to make sure that no matter if it's Yelp or whatever other platform you're on, you take your time and fill out this profile completely with keywords and a bunch of images. So if you just upload 5 images, nobody's probably going to find your profile. And again, another really important thing is the response times on all these different platforms. So location and hours, again, when you're filling this out, they're just using a standard address. It doesn't really matter. And then they're using this service area to basically denote where they work. And this also helps with search as well. So when people are searching for area specific in this service area, that has a play in what's served in those search results. And then ask the community. So you can have your friends ask questions in here on your profile. They can ask a question and you can answer it. And again, including keywords. And it's just more content that you're putting on these pages. And then they have the reviews as well. So a lot of people, they also have a little difficulty when it comes to a brand new Yelp page. What they'll find is a lot of their initial reviews get flagged and then aren't public. So, Amy's Cleaning Angels has 158 on here that just got flagged. One thing that you'll notice too, a lot of these profiles, they have basically no friends. They don't have a lot of reviews. They don't have a lot of images uploaded to Yelp. So if you're asking friends and family or even customers, it's important to ask them which platforms they use. So if they're an avid Yelp user, then you want them to leave you a review on Yelp. It's much more likely to stick if they're doing that. If they've never used Yelp before, it's probably not worthwhile for them to leave a review on Yelp, but instead to leave you a review on Google. And the other thing too is a lot of these reviews that get flagged do not include images. And it's not a sure guarantee, but if you're asking, people initially, like friends and family, to leave you a review, if they can leave you a review with images like this, and if they're a really good friend, maybe they could put in some keywords for each of these images, it's much more likely for this review to stick and not be hidden if they include images in it, because that's just a criteria that Yelp uses to gauge if the review is legitimate or not. So yeah, I mean, those things are kind of like the main stuff about Yelp. It's kind of self-explanatory, but it's just one of the most common things I find is that people don't fill out their Yelp profiles all the way. There's also a bunch of products that, let me see if there's any examples on here. Okay, so what you'll see here is like $10 for $20 deal. So if I click on this, so here they have this 10 for $20 deal. And they also have buy gift certificates. So I highly recommend that you add as many of these as you can. And you also have the highest amount possible. I think they allow up to $500 or so. So you can do a deal for like $300 to $500 worth of cleaning. And I recommend having the highest amount because it gives Yelp the ability to make a little bit more money from your profile if somebody buys that. And so that means that you're more likely to be ranking on the search results page because you're offering deals versus not offering any deals, and Yelp has no way of earning revenue from your profile. So you want to make sure those are filled out as well, and you're offering whatever kind of deals that you could offer. And again, they didn't really do a great job here. This is something you don't want to do where you're just the specialties. I mean, this is just like bare bones. So you definitely want to have a lot more in here. If I go to Amy's Angels Cleaning, meet the business owner section, this isn't the area for like your personal life story and how you got to where you are today. This is just another area for you to add in more keywords. So you'll see here, cleaning, organizing, again, cleaning, and then adding in like you grew up in the city. So you'll have the city name in there, and you move to another city, which is another city that you locate in, that you service in. So just think about it from a way of like placing keywords in here and being a little bit strategic when it comes to your profile instead of just getting it up, putting 5 images on there and then calling it a day. This is true with all these other platforms. The most successful companies on here work the platforms. They're logging in every couple of days, updating it, adding new images. Those are things that these platforms track. Again, like I mentioned, they want to make sure that their users have a good experience and that the companies that they reach out to on their platform are going to be able to respond quickly and provide them with some type of service. And so you want to make sure that not only are you logging in here regularly, if you don't log in here for 2 months, you're not going to get any business from Yelp. But if you have the app on your phone, and I mean the app for business owners and you're constantly responding to leads and all that stuff, you're much more likely to actually have this platform be successful for your business. I think that's about it. Oh, and one more thing too. I'll just quickly mention. I did mention how these are keywords. So if you actually change it like from house to home cleaning, again, the importance of having different keywords, what you'll notice is that these search results are going to be a little bit different. So this was number 2, now it's number 1. Let me see where Amy is. Amy's down a little bit, but you'll see that some that weren't showing up earlier are showing up because just even going from house to home is a little bit different. So make sure you're putting in all the little cities, all the little villages, whatever you have throughout your profile, and not just the main city that you service. And then also house cleaning, home cleaning, different variations, all that stuff throughout your profile. So I'm going to end the share there.
Yeah, so that's like exactly what we did. We posted a gajillion photos. We prioritized happy, smiling faces, which you've heard us talk about so many times before, because people respond to those kinds of images. And we made sure to include the neighborhood names plus a keyword like cleaning, move out cleaning, deep cleaning, post construction cleans, whatever. And we just keep maintaining it. At one point, we were doing it once a week. We were adding a new photo, new keywords once a week. Now we've kind of slacked off a bit on it. But if you set up your Yelp page and just forget about it, you are sleeping on a gold mine. Like this, it really does work. Even if you're not doing paid Yelp ads, because they'll start calling you trying to sell you ads for sure. They'll offer you like $300 in free ads. Like just you don't need to do that. You just need to maintain your page, and you will get bookings. You will get eyes on your business. So yeah, do it.
But then the other thing too, like, even if you are in Canada and Yelp isn't a big thing, that doesn't mean that Yelp won't be a big thing, right? So all they have to do is just start marketing a little bit more to service companies. And then Yelp can be your first, second, or third best source of new customers a year from now. There's a lot of other platforms where they're starting to grow and they're getting some traction. So when you Google, house cleaning in your city, you're going to see these different platforms. And I would recommend just, going from page 1 to page 2 to page 3, even look at the different platforms on like page 10 and listing on there. 'Cause it doesn't cost any money. You're getting another backlink to your website that Google can use to help rank your site. And there's just no reason not to. So you want to be on as many platforms as possible.
I have a master's degree in history. I graduated 22 years ago from Queen's University, magna cum laude, in fact. And I don't say this to brag. I say this to let you know that I spent 6 years of my life reading dense, old-timey texts written in language we don't use anymore. And when I decide that I'm going to learn about SEO for the day, I last 10 minutes. 10 minutes before I want to throw my computer into the sea, pop an edible, and never think about this subject again. That is to say, it's pretty dense. There's a lot of lingo, and I feel like maybe the people in charge are doing this on purpose. So we think we have to go hire them for $400 a month to handle this for us. And I just want to say to you, after 3 years of running this company, 3.5 now, that's not true. Most local cleaning companies are not doing everything that they can to maximize their SEO. They're not even doing anything. So, with the few things I'm going to give you today, and I'm going to do it in language that I hope is easy to understand, where I'm going to share my screen. You're going to see how we do it. Hopefully, you will be in a much better position than we were when we first started out. So, there are 2 types of SEO that we are concerned with today. One is on-site SEO. So that means SEO that you can do on your website. We're going to do that right now. After that, we're going to talk about off-site SEO. And I promise that's the extent of the lingo we're going to talk about today. On-site, off-site, that's it. Off-site SEO is things that are not on your website. So setting up your social media profiles, getting listed in local directories, maybe getting some backlinks from your local paper, your local chamber of commerce, things like this, things that happen off your website. The most important things we've already taken care of when we named our company and when we customized our website. So if you haven't watched those videos, go check them out. And I just want to say one more time, SEO is the long game. This does not happen immediately. It will take months. I don't know why it takes months. It just does. It just does. You're going to get impatient. It's going to be frustrating. You're going to say, oh, this isn't working. It is working. You just got to chill. And when you start getting that feeling like it's not working, there's probably more you could be doing. So instead of going out and flyering your neighborhood, wrapping your car, come back to this video and do some SEO. You're not going to get it all done in a day. This takes a long time. This is picky, tedious, boring. That's why no one does it. You can't see the results instantly, and so people don't do it. They think, I'll go flyer the neighborhood, I'll have better results. You'll flyer the neighborhood, it will rain, and those flyers will be destroyed. Waste of time, waste of energy. Enough of the lectures, let's get into it. You've hopefully followed our advice and named your company something with the words cleaning, clean, cleanco, maid, maids, all spelt properly, no maids with a Z, no clean with a K. And you've also included either the name of your city, if you're in a smaller city, or a neighborhood, if you're in a bigger city, an upper middle class neighborhood, a neighborhood where people hire cleaners. You've included that also in your name. That is going to be the biggest thing you could have done. So ultimately, your goal is to end up in the Google 3-pack. I'm in my incognito window. We're going to look up cleaning services, Victoria, BC. That's where we are. Here's the local 3-pack right here. This is our company, Oak Bay Clean. Oak Bay is a neighborhood of Victoria, BC. When we type in cleaning services Oak Bay, we're at the top of the 3-pack. Should I do it? Sure. Here we are at the top. This is sponsored. They're paying for this. Here we are at the top. Okay, just the proof. So here we are in the Google 3-pack for Victoria, and we are closed. Your business being open is going to help you get up here. How excellent is our SEO? It's not that excellent, I promise you. If you do a site authority search, you can check the authority of your website. We carry a 10 out of 100. When I was preparing to make this video and I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I can't teach people how to do SEO for their cleaning companies. I get 10 out of 100. As an aside, when I told Vicky we got a 10, this goes to her inner nature. The first thing she said was, out of 10? Isn't that sweet? No, we get 10 out of 100. That's pathetic. It's not pathetic. All that matters is what the people around you, what their authority is. Should we go check it out? Okay, let's go check it out. Why is My Clean Home showing up in the Google 3-pack when the name of their business is My Clean Home? Their domain name is My Clean Home Victoria. What's in that domain name? Clean and Victoria. We know what we're talking about. Anyways, let's check their authority. So we'll go to Ahrefs. Ahrefs. Resources, SEO tools, website authority checker, mycleanhomevictoria.com. Let's check their authority, 0.3. I don't feel bad about that 10 anymore. And they shouldn't feel bad about their 0.3 because they're showing up at the top of the local 3-pack because of their name and the fact that they're open. Actually, it's probably a lot more than just their domain name and the fact they're open. It can also be the location of the person doing the search. So where I am, are they close to me? It can be how many reviews they have. They have 124, I believe. So good, respectable number. How many years they've been open. They've been open more than 3, just like us. It's a good, respectable business. But yeah, 0.3 website authority. You can go back and check KK. Oh, look at their domain name. KK Cleaning Victoria. Again, we are not steering you wrong. Let's check their authority. 6. That's high. Let's check one more company. So Google, with 12 billion backlinks, only gets a 98. It doesn't get 100. This is all for Google. So if Google can't score 100, you're not going to worry about scoring anything more than, 5. So how do we end up here? Let's go look at our websites and I will show you how. Okay, so here we are in the back end of our website. We've discussed naming. We have customized our site identity. I covered this in the video. Your site title is the name of your company, and your tagline, I lied before about not having any more lingo. This tagline here is your H1 header. Doesn't matter if you don't know what that is. Don't worry about it. You're going to put cleaning services and the name of your city. If you only want to target the neighborhood, like you're in New York City or you're in London, just put the neighborhood down. You don't need to do the whole city. If you want to, you can. And if you're in a small city, just put the small city. This is going to have massive payoff. Next, if your website doesn't already come with the free version of Yoast installed, down here, Yoast, you're going to get it. It's a plugin. Good job. We could detect no serious SEO problems. That's what you want. And that's what Yoast will get you. So You're going to add Yoast as a plugin. The paid one is, I think it's like $124 American a year. It is well worth it. Basically, what we use it for and what you will use it for is it automatically, if you delete something, you change a slug line on your website. Oh God, that's more lingo. I'm sorry. If you delete something, you change something on your website, a lot of times it will break the link and Google will read it as a broken link. And that hurts your SEO. Yoast will automatically redirect anything that you delete. It takes care of that for you. So you don't have to think, you don't have to be a web developer. You don't have to worry about that. So Yoast for us was perfect. And I've heard that from a lot of people that we've talked to, other cleaning companies. They will say Yoast pays for itself in no time. And it's definitely worth it. Anyways, if you're only starting out and you're only using the free version, that's fine too. So you are going to see when you edit your website pages, there's going to be this Yoast window that pops up at the bottom. We're not going to worry about these little faces. Just ignore these. I don't want to get into why. It just doesn't matter for our case. Also, if you get the paid Yoast, they have a little AI that helps you write all these things, and that can be handy. It can be handy, but you can also do it. It's not that hard. Each of your web pages is going to have one of these things, and it's going to let you put a focus key phrase. So a focus key phrase is what you think a person will type in to Google when they are looking for a cleaning company. So on our homepage, our focus key phrase is Cleaning Services Victoria, BC. The old standby. You are going to use a different focus key phrase for each page. I know what you're thinking. I'll use the same key phrase on every single page just to let Google know that that's what we want. Don't do that. Every page gets a different key phrase. If you make all the pages the same, that confuses Google. How does Google get confused? I don't know, but this is what I have learned. So each page gets a new key phrase. How do we know what key phrase to put in? We're going to go back to our friends at Ahrefs and check it out. I'll show you another tool you can use. So here we are at Ahrefs, Ahrefs. I don't know how to say this word. Ahrefs.com. SEO tools. Free keyword generator. Cleaning Services Victoria. Choose your country. It automatically defaults to the United States. You got to find your country. We're in Canada. Let's find some keywords. All right, so what are we looking at here? This column here, volume, this tells you how many searches are being done for each of these key phrases per month. So less than 100. If we were running a lifestyle blog or we were selling widgets to the masses, less than 100 a month would be a complete waste of time. We wouldn't bother with that. But we're a local service company. Less than 100 is totally fine. It's completely fine. And this column here is telling us how difficult or easy it's going to be to rank for. So these are mediums, these two. Cleaning Services Victoria, Commercial Cleaning Services Victoria, BC. Medium. We are ranking for Cleaning Services Victoria, so that tells me you can probably do that too. So I would say if you got a medium or an easy, definitely. But you can also try new search terms. So instead of cleaning services, you could say cleaning company. Let's see what we get. Oh, here's a good one. Cleaning Company Victoria. Easy to rank for. That is, in fact, the focus key phrase of our booking page. You're just going to go through and you're going to try different phrases. You'll try different neighborhoods. You'll try different combinations. Like you could move Victoria to the beginning. It says NA. So Cleaning Company Victoria would be the better choice here because it's got that easy ranking. If we choose another city, let's choose Birmingham in the UK for our friend who's in our class. Oh, look at this. This is why we say the UK is so wide open. So if you use these as your focus key phrases on all your pages, it is going to be easy to rank on Google. So you're moving up. Houston, change our country. So don't be deterred by these reds. So you're not going to make Cleaning Services Houston your default. You're probably not going to do that anyways in Houston because it's a huge city. You're going to use your neighborhood. But Deep Cleaning Services Houston, not so hard. Only a medium. House Cleaning Services Houston prices, easy. Because this is easy to rank for, this tells me that most of the cleaning companies in Houston are still on the old model of hiding their prices, of you have to call us to get a quote. You have to submit a form and we'll give you a quote. They don't have transparent pricing. You're going to have a ConvertLabs website. You're going to have transparent pricing. You're going to make the focus key phrase of your booking page House Cleaning Services Houston prices, and you are going to start ranking. Fantastic. So when someone does a search for Cleaning Services Victoria, BC, This little box that Yoast is showing us here is like a little mock-up of what Google is going to show them. And you get to set these terms. You get to tell Google what it should say. It doesn't always listen. Sometimes you'll see some results that'll be like, huh? We didn't write that, but whatever. This is allowing us to suggest what Google should say. For your SEO title, you're going to want to put your exact focus key phrase, an exact match. For your meta description down here, you get to write like a sentence or two, maybe 3. Short sentences. You want this short. You want all the words to show up in this little box. You don't want it trailing off. What you absolutely want to make sure you have in this meta description to maximize your SEO is some semblance of your focus key phrase. It's not going to be an exact match probably because key phrases tend to not have connector words in them. You want to sound like a human being here. So we have professional cleaning services in Victoria, BC. That's our focus key phrase turned into English. If you use the AI, it'll come up with a similar thing. Here we go. Hire the best cleaning services in Victoria, BC for a spotless and sanitized space. All good. And you want the semblance of the key phrase to be at the front of the meta description. Then you're going to go up to your title. Each of your pages has a title, and it would be really good if you can work in your focus key phrase into the title. Now, if you've watched the video about optimizing your website, you will remember that I went on and on and on about how your homepage title should have the words cleaning service and your location in them. It wasn't just for your clients to be able to easily figure out what kind of website this is. It's also, I was trying to work in some SEO there for you. If you found in your keyword research some other focus key phrase that has high volume and is easy to rank for, you can change this. You change it to that. Then we go down to Cornerstone content, and I believe this is going to be off on all of your pages. It might be on your homepage, but I can't remember. If it's off, turn it on. You're going to turn it on for all your pages. Yoast recommends that you only put it on for your most important pages, but you've only got like 5 or 6 pages. So they're all important. You turn them on. That's perfect. And then one last thing, what I was talking about before about the broken links and how Yoast SEO Premium fixes the broken links. This is what I meant. Your slug here is going to say home. Ours says Victoria House Cleaning Service because I wanted to get some more keywords in there, and we have Yoast SEO Premium. If you change yours and you don't have Yoast SEO Premium or some other plugin that handles what's called redirects, this will break the link. Google will see this as a broken link. It's going to break your page, and it will be very, very bad. So do not change the slug. It's not good. Don't do it unless you have Yoast SEO Premium or some other kind of plugin. Okay, basic. Just leave it as it is. And so, yeah, so you're going to do that for each one of your pages. Different focus key phrase for each page. And these really work well. Don't sleep on these. This is your opportunity to tell Google all the services you offer and all the locations. Get all your keywords in there. It's really, really great. It's really, really great. Another thing you can do for your on-site SEO is when you are customizing your FAQs, your frequently asked questions, you can also put in your keywords here. Now, people are actually going to go read these things. So don't stuff them. This is not the place to stuff them and make it sound weird, like you're keywording everything. So here we go. Do you offer long-term contracts for cleaning services? We could just say, no, we don't, but we're going to use this space to get a couple keywords in there because on a ConvertLabs website, there isn't a lot of text. These websites are really image heavy because that's what people like to look at, and that's what converts. We don't have these like websites from 2006, which are just full of text that nobody's ever going to read. In the FAQs, however, there is a lot of text. And so you can use this as your opportunity to put in some keywords, work on your SEO a little bit. So we've got them here. We prioritize flexibility and transparency for our Victoria, BC cleaning services. So, make it sound like English, put them in. You'll also notice that we've got links in here that are inside the website. Okay, so we're linking to different pages. So this goes to our booking page. This goes to our home page. So Google, don't know why, but Google likes it when you have links inside your website. So I guess it helps organize the site or something. So within your FAQs, include some links in each one. Link to your booking page. You can link to your services page. Yeah, so just get those links in there. How do we make a link? So let's pretend we're going to link cleaners. We select the word. We hit this little picture of a link, and then you'll type in the URL. Take it to the booking page, book now, and then you just apply it, and that will pop up. You could also link out to your Instagram profile or your Facebook page or whatever exterior social medias you're going to have. You could link out to a YouTube channel, whatever. Links. Another thing you can do with your on-site SEO is all of your images, your big images, you can click on the little pencil here, and this opens up. And do you see this little thing that says alt text? This is for people who are visually impaired, and it's for screen readers. So the screen reader will read out the alt text here, and it describes to people who are visually impaired what's happening on this website. So here we have a happy child jumps on a couch while their mother books cleaning services on her laptop. We've obviously put cleaning services in. That's our key word. But you're not going to do this with all your alt texts. It's just not, it's going to be weird. It's not going to sound right. Here I do it because this is a thing that we actually do. We encourage our clients to book online. So here she is booking online. Great. And Google takes this into account for your SEO rankings. So definitely go through and do this. And hopefully you're not just doing it because you want to rank on Google. I understand you want to. But also, we want everyone in our community to feel welcome on our websites and that we are aware that they exist and that we understand their issues. So this is good practice to get into. Don't worry about caption and description. I don't bother with either. Title, normally the title will be what your photo is called, the string of letters and numbers that the photo is. I always remove it and put Oak Bay Victoria Cleaning Services, but I'm not actually sure if that's good practice. So don't quote me on this one. What I do know about right here is alt text. Do it. Definitely do it. And I would say that's about it for your on-site SEO. You do have the option of doing blog posts. A lot of the sites come with blogs and you can do posts and you can use that for keyword searches. And a lot of SEO people recommend that. We've done that in the past for sure. The only thing is that a lot of people are using ChatGPT to write the blogs, but it looks like Google is starting to not like that because it's just getting flooded. So I'm not sure how helpful that is if you're going to be using ChatGPT to write the blogs. Blogs, I don't know. Okay, so now we're going to talk about off-site SEO. Look at us. The most important thing to remember, we've talked about this over and over, but I'm going to say it again here, is when you are doing your off-site SEO, that the name, your company name, your address, and your phone number are all the same every single time. You cannot forget an apostrophe. If you miss the apostrophe, Google will not read it as you. They'll see it as wrong. That's not you. So the name, address, phone number, NAP, all has to be the same. Do not make this mistake. We have made that mistake and we've had to go back and fix it. And sometimes you can't go back and fix it. Like our Facebook profile, we set it up under the wrong name, Oak Bay Clean Co. Google doesn't see it, doesn't count, but we've got all these people now following us. And like, I don't know, are we going to scrap it? No. So just get it right from the beginning. Please listen to this. All right, so you've already done the most important thing as far as offsite SEO goes, and that's setting up your Google business profile. When you start getting jobs, you're going to ask for reviews. This is your strategy. Google reviews. Get them. That's going to get you to the top. Other things you can do, you've already set up your Yelp profile. That's going to help you with SEO. There's all sorts of other places, like big places like Yelp. So there's Bark, Angie, Thumbtack, Homestars, lots of these places that are specifically for local service businesses to list. You list there and you fill out all the profiles all the way. It's tedious and boring, but you're going to fill them out all the way. Most people don't do this. Then we get to social media profiles. These count as backlinks too. Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, X. You want to wade into that territory? Sure. Mastodon, Nextdoor, Foursquare? Okay, I guess the universe likes Foursquare. As long as it's under your name, your address, your phone number, they're all the same, it's going to count as a backlink. And you want as many backlinks as you can get, which leads us to local service directories. And I got one last thing that I can show you, and then we're going to be out of here. And you're going to have done SEO, and you're going to know so much more than most. You certainly know more than we did. So let's go there. Okay, so here we are back at our incognito Google search. And you will notice that the 3-pack, the companies have changed. We have moved up to 2 because now we're open. This is the next day that I'm recording this portion of the video. My clean home is still up at the top. And now there's Blanco. Blanco took KK's place. Who knows why? It's a mystery. There's a way that you can kind of spy on what these other companies are doing, where they're getting their backlinks. And that is we go back to Ahrefs, that place, and we will, I'm just going to copy these guys' website. They're only blanco.cleaning. They don't have a city name or neighborhood in their domain. Interesting. I guess they just got really good SEO. Let's go check. 0.9. Okay, so they have 16 backlinks. You can click here. This will show you where their backlinks are coming from. And obviously Google likes these backlinks since they're so high up in the Google 3-pack. Reviews on my website. So this is one. This is a good one. We are on here too. And you'll see you can add your business. So you're going to click through here so you can add your business. And it's a free listing. And they're here to help local businesses grow. There are so many of these places. And you just got to find them all. Stick your business up. Fill it out all the way. Obviously, that's our mantra. And eventually these are going to add up and they're going to help with your SEO. Let's go back and see what else they got. Trust Analytica. Get listed. So here's another one. There is a SEO person that we follow who doesn't speak too much lingo called Matt. His Instagram is Hey Tony. I'll put a link below. You guys should definitely follow him because he's really, really good. And he suggests you should list into 4 of these little directories a week. And if you just have that as your goal, just do 4 a week. Your SEO is just going to build up and build up and build up. Address School. What's this? Your ultimate online platform for connecting businesses from around the globe. So this is some random thing. It's in Dhaka. But it's obviously working for these people. So you register and you just add your company. So you just go through, you just do this for all of your competitors. You do a website authority and then you look at their backlinks. And if you can get your company listed on those backlinks, you do that for a week. Now I was just going to point out, this is funny. So this is another cleaning company. So this is a cleaning company in Australia. And they've provided like a quote for this blog of theirs. And this is a link. It's their #1 link to Blanco here in Victoria. And they have a blog as well. So maybe, yeah, do the blogs. Interesting. And you could do it for each other. You can guest star on each other's blogs. That's fun. It's very 2004. This is like a house cleaning association, like a national house cleaning association, the CHCA. We belong to it. And you can join there and you get a backlink from them. And they have awards. So they run awards every year. And that's another thing you can do to get some backlinks is you enter these contests for like best cleaning service in the country, best cleaning service in your city, best cleaning service in your state. You enter those yourself. Your customers can often nominate you. We've been nominated before from customers, but we've also nominated ourselves. And that's completely normal. And if you win, you get a little badge you can put on your site. You get to announce it on social media profiles, and you get an all-important backlink from a very reputable source. Like this is an authority on house cleaning. And you can do the same thing with your Chamber of Commerce. You can join your Chamber of Commerce, and they will give you a backlink. You can list with the Better Business Bureau. You can list with the Yellow Pages. They've got one. I think that's actually it. I think we've done it. I know this video is really dense. There's so much to do. I've done my best. Hope it's helpful. I'm sure it is. I know it is. It's definitely helpful. I wish I had it when we first started. Yeah, so you can leave a comment in below if I've made any massive errors. Quite possible. Said something wrong. I'm not an SEO expert. I'm just giving you what I know. Please like and subscribe and share this to anyone who you think could use it. Any other cleaning companies or local service businesses that you think could use this, that would be great because we could really up our game. Okay. See you.
Hey everyone, I want to go over what we're going to be using for our business banking account. You can use whatever you want. If you're using something like, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, whatever, and you like using them, more often than not, they'll have a business checking account that you can set up and use, and that's totally fine. However, for last couple of years, we've been using Mercury, and Mercury has just been amazing. Some of the things I really like about it are the speeds. So it's quick to get payments in and quick to get payments out of Mercury. My Wells Fargo account sometimes will take 2 or 3 days, and Mercury is same day or next day, both sending and receiving payments. So I like that about it. There's a couple other things like you can create multiple accounts, checking accounts in here for free. You can create virtual cards for free and set them up in a variety of different ways. And the other thing that is probably my favorite thing is it's completely free. So if we go here to pricing, what we'll see is this is basically what we're paying, $0 a month. There's no fees. It's pretty great. I've been using this. It seems to work really well with Stripe too. Payments coming from Stripe quickly go into my Mercury account, whereas with other banks, usually they take a lot longer. And yeah, so it's a virtual account. You can get a physical card. You can go to basically any ATM and use it that way. But yeah, definitely take a look at Mercury. I think it solves just about everything we need it to solve and more. And I think that if you try Mercury, you'll probably be very satisfied with it. So we've been using this for every business for the last couple of years. And yeah.
Thanks, Kevin. So for the Canadians, let's take a look at what Jen and I did for our company. We ended up using TD Canada Trust. And this was because at the time it was the cheapest around. This was about 3 years ago. We did end up talking to BMO as well as CIBC, but TD ended up being the one that understood our business the best. And I'll explain this. So in the beginning, there's not a lot of activity that is going to be happening with your business bank account. You'll receive a few payments from Stripe and you'll pay out a few cleaners. Few shouldn't cost a lot of money, right? So start with the basic account. So it's just a $5 cheapy account, but they charge you for e-transfers. And this will be different if you're used to having a personal account. When you have a business bank account, they then charge you for your e-transfers. It's usually about $1.50. That adds up fast. We pay out daily. It makes recruiting a lot easier when you can pay your cleaners every single day that they work, because if they were working on their own, getting clients themselves, they could charge the clients that same day. That's what they're used to. So paying them daily is the best, in my opinion. That means e-transfer. What you'll do is you'll upgrade once you have enough activity happening that it costs about $125 a month. When you go over that, it is worth changing over to the TD Unlimited Business Plan. So the key is this section here, free Interac e-transfer transactions. When you have an appointment with a bank, they will likely try to sell you on using EFTs, which are like wire transfers. That's how big businesses pay their workers. But that involves having a bookkeeper. It takes a lot of time and your cleaners won't get paid very quickly. This truly is the best account. I know $125 might seem like a lot of money. It's worth every penny to be able to pay your cleaners quickly. You will retain your cleaners much longer than if you're trying to pay them every 2 weeks. Let us know in the comments if you've discovered one that's free that allows us to do e-transfers for free. I would love that. So if you do find a bank in Canada for a business that allows you to do e-transfers for free, please do share that below. That would be amazing. Okay, thanks so much. I used to be a school teacher, and then I became a recruiter of teachers. So for about 10 years, I was recruiting school teachers to work in the UK. If you think about what your 10,000 hours of expertise is in, for me, it's hiring. Hiring is definitely the thing I get the most fired up about. A lot of times when people start these cleaning companies, they start with the clients. The client's always right. Actually, let's start with the cleaners. That's the game changer. The majority of the people that you're going to be hiring are going to be millennial or Generation Z, which is coming up right behind them, or Gen Z, as you would say in America. So what do they value? They value three things: transparency, communication, and speed. Now, if you're Gen X like I am, or you're a boomer, you're going to notice this is a very different way of viewing work. And it's really important that you understand this because it does impact every single decision that you're about to make. So where are cleaners going to look when you're first starting out? Well, what's the number one job board in the world? Indeed. I have no financial benefit in telling you that. It is simply the way it is. Indeed is the number one hiring platform in the world. So I'm not going to waste time on all the other platforms. I'm only going to spend my time on Indeed. We're going to go there first. So let's go to Indeed. The far right-hand side, you're going to see employers post job. I'm going to just log in as our company and show you how I would write an ad today. My magic formula is to post on a Monday morning. We hire 1 to 2 cleaners a month. Now, your very first ad is free on Indeed. So you want to maximize what you can get out of this ad and run it as long as Indeed lets you run it. After your first ad is done, Then they're going to tell you need to sponsor your ad. So the first one they give you free because they want to hook you on their system and go, look, you just had 300 applications apply. That's amazing. And then your second ad, now you have to sponsor. So just keep that in mind and we'll start analyzing one of our ads here. Let's just start at the beginning. So we've got residential cleaners needed. I'm actually going to change that and I'm going to say house cleaners needed rather than residential because residential is a little too, I don't know, it's just too big. So just use house cleaners. It's fine. And I'm going to say 10 to 30 hours. That's because I want both people that are looking for part-time work and people that are looking for full-time. 30 hours is what we would say is like a full schedule. And we're going to say Monday to Friday, weekends as needed, day shift. We don't work evenings. This eliminates a lot of people that already have full-time jobs looking for a part-time evening gig. We're not the right fit for that. And then for benefits, you can go through all of these. And then here we go. Join our team at Oak Bay Clean is what our job description says. Who you are. So I start right away. Who you are. You're not just any cleaner. You're a pro who makes spaces sparkle. At Oak Bay Clean, your expertise is the backbone of our business. We find the best clients in town looking for the best cleaners. Then I go into who we are. Based in Victoria, BC, Oak Bay Clean is all about providing top-notch service with a modern touch. We use the latest tech and innovative marketing to make sure our team thrives. Our 200-plus reviews averaging 4.9 stars confirm that our models works, and it's not just our clients raving about us. Check out what our cleaners say on Indeed. You can get your cleaners to write reviews. And then top pay, earn 28 to 35 an hour with higher rates for specialized tasks. And then I specify move-in, move-outs, deep cleans, post-construction. Professional cleaners know that there's a big difference between standard cleans and post-construction, move-in, move-out, and deep cleans. So it is expected and normal that they get paid more for these much tougher jobs. So that's where that's in there. It's to speak to the professional cleaners. Transparent pay, flexible hours, open communication. All four of these perks are speaking directly to millennials, Gen Z, and a little bit Gen X in terms of generational differences for values. So, for what people value at work, we're speaking directly to the majority of our applicants. Now, I'm not saying you can't be a boomer and be a great cleaner. You absolutely can be. But the majority of our cleaners are going to be of the younger demographic. And we know from the data and from research, they are very values based. They want transparency, they want flexibility, they want open communication, and they want the best rates of pay in town. So we're speaking to exactly what they want, not what I want them to want. It's what they want. Then I go into what we need, and you'll see here, it's pretty similar to all the other job ads. I just highlight, so I make it a little bolder, the things that are pain points, because we get so many people that apply that don't have their own transportation and don't have their own supplies. Their professional cleaners may be working for a different employer that provides those things. We are not that employer. And then here is the icing on the cake. Once you actually have a couple of cleaners working for you, get them to write you reviews on Indeed, because then you can quote them. So we add this here. And then yada, 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 kickstart your career. We can't wait to welcome you aboard. And then see, Indeed tells you should add responsibilities. I'm like, no, you're totally wrong, Indeed. I'm ignoring that. I'm looking for people who already know what good cleaners do. But I will add these customized pre-screening questions. So you can have Indeed help you write these questions. And everybody who applies has to answer these questions. I've said how many years, and we need at least 1 year of residential cleaning experience. I'm actually going to change that to say house cleaning. This is for my ESO, and it is a deal breaker. So if they don't have a year experience, we won't work with them. You will be surprised how many people will click this who don't have house cleaning experience. So actually, I'm going to say paid house cleaning. So paid house cleaning experience, and that's a deal breaker. So volunteering, sorry, doesn't count. And then you have to be located in our city. And I know right now you're going to post your Indeed ad and you're going to get frustrated because you're going to have like half of your applicants will apply from other countries, and you're not sponsoring people to move to your country. That's crazy. There are people working in your city already that are looking for you. So that's just not realistic for a house cleaning position. Hotels do recruit cleaners and bring them over. We're not a hotel. So we want people that are already here, and that is a deal breaker. And then finally, This is one that Indeed will say you can report this. So if it's an inappropriate question, they're allowed to report it. It's not, we've never had anybody report it, but the question is, do you have your own cleaning supplies, including vacuum, mop, and cleaning products? And again, you'll be surprised how many people will apply that don't have that. And then we want them to email us with their resume that will automatically go through Indeed. We give an option to include a resume. In this case, it's because a lot of professional cleaners don't have resumes. They've been cleaning their whole lives since they were a teenager. And so they've just never really needed a resume. So we do include it as an option, but they would have to write a cover letter, like something. You've got to give us, something, but it's not as formal as a resume. And then application updates will go to our email address. And then I would go to preview, just make sure it looks pretty. I do need to say this is too wordy. I'm going to try to add some white space. Let's see if that looks better. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. So we've got a little bit of white space now in between those sentences. It's still probably too wordy. I'm okay with it for now. The main thing is that the perks are first and we talk about you first. So it's not us first, it's who you are. And I don't really love who makes spaces sparkle, but I do love you're a pro. So you're not just any cleaner, you're a pro. I can close the preview and I could then do confirm. Now, Indeed is going to ask me for my key qualifications. So these are things that are non-negotiables. So if they're going to show me resumes, I need to see cleaning. It's a must-have. It's not a nice to have. I need to see English. That is a must-have, at least basic English. And the skill needs to be residential cleaning. So not office cleaning or hotel cleaning. It's residential. Time management is nice to have. I'm actually going to delete this because this is silliness. A professional cleaner does have time management. So that's just a given. And then additional criteria are important to the role. I could put in all these other things, but I'm just going to leave it. Sometimes I find that Indeed will start giving me all these people that have totally different qualifications, but they're like, oh, but look at their time management. Like, no, I need professional cleaners. Here we go. And this is stand out with an urgently hiring label. So I always choose this one. They give you a daily average. It is nowhere near that. So I typically spend about $100 per cleaner. I post the ad on a Monday morning at 9 a.m. because that's when the majority of candidates are looking for jobs. They've had a weekend to think about it. By Monday morning, they're fired up. They're ready to start applying. So I'm going to post my job on Monday morning at 9 a.m. to capture as many candidates that are looking today as possible. By the end of the day, I will have already paused this ad. So I'll tell Indeed, run continuously, but I'm actually going to pause it by the end of the day. So they've said, okay, it'll be about $315 a week. It's not true at all. You could spend $3,000 on this ad if you let Indeed run it the way they want to run it. This little flag thing here, this appears because this is not our first ad. So if it's your first ad, run it as long as you can. If your second ad, control your budget. You only need 1 to 2 cleaners. You're going to get about 20 to 30 applicants if you post this on a Monday morning by about noon or 1 o'clock. Now, of course, that depends where you live, how big your city is, how many cleaners are out there looking for work. But on average, I would say that's a pretty good gauge of how many cleaners will apply. So I'm going to hit save and continue, and your job is ready to go. They're going to review it in the next few hours. You'll get an email when your job is posted and start receiving applications. People will start applying, and I'm going to start reviewing resumes the same day I've posted the ad. Awesome. We're done. So we will see you in the next video where we cover how to do your interviews. See you over there. Today, let's talk about the interview questions. First things first, I don't actually call it an interview. I call it a chat. That's intentional. That's because I want them to feel comfortable and I want them to feel like we are just having a conversation. Second thing, I also make sure that the morning I place an ad on Indeed, by that afternoon, I've reviewed the majority of the applications that have already come through and rejected a lot of them. You're going to find a lot of people apply for cleaning jobs that have absolutely no cleaning experience. Infuriating because you pay for the clicks that you get through Indeed, but it is just part of the process. You just have to do it. The last thing I want to mention there, and we went over this in the Indeed video where I cover how to post an ad on Indeed, my ad specifically speaks to the cleaner and what they're looking for. So the interview is also about what they're looking for. Obviously, we need to get a sense of who they are, what experience they have, but we also really want to find out what they're looking for. That's a very important part of our company culture. We're working with independent contractors. We are very flexible. We work with their schedules. So we need to set that up from the beginning through the interview process. Now, there's 7 questions I always ask. Grab a pen, grab some paper, write them down. Okay, so our 7 interview questions. Number 1, what do you love about cleaning? We always start there. I always like to make a little joke after they've told me what they love about cleaning. I'll say something like, oh, thank God for you, because I hate cleaning. But what I'm good at is working with cleaners. So I help with scheduling. I help when clients change their schedule, for example, so that you still have a full schedule, even though a client might want to cancel. And I'll help with chasing payments. We have an automated booking system where people can put down Visa, MasterCard, or American Express so I can make sure our cleaners get paid. So those are the kinds of things I do. But God, I absolutely hate cleaning. Good for you. That's so great to hear. They just love to feel validated and that they're part of a culture where their skills are valued. But it's also just a good way to kind of ease into the conversation. Tell me about your last paid cleaning job. When we start talking about your last paid cleaning job, now you'll note that I said paid. That is because some cleaners will have experience volunteering in their church, for example, or maybe they volunteered when they were in high school at a hospital. That doesn't really count in our books. We're really looking for cleaners that have paid professional cleaning experience. So if at this point in the interview we discover they don't actually have any experience, this is where I can cut the interview short and just say, oh, okay, cool. Since you don't have the experience we're looking for right now, what I recommend doing is going out, find your own clients, and come back to us when you have a year or 2 experience. You could always try all the other cleaning companies in town. There are many that do offer training. Unfortunately, we're just not it. That's because we work with independent contractors. So we only work with cleaners that have a lot of experience, that know exactly what they're doing. They have their own car, they have their own cleaning supplies, and they have their own systems. So this is a great way to cut the interview short if you find, oh, this person somehow got through, but they don't have any experience. You could just move on. Be polite about it, but you can move on. But also, this is probing a little deeper into why did they leave their last job? Chances are they'll tell you right now, and it'll be something like, oh, I got pregnant, I had kids, or they only did post-construction cleans, and I prefer doing residential cleaning. So regular house cleaning. So they'll probably tell you this here. It's a good idea for you to probe a little bit so you can get a real understanding of what their last professional job was. And then we start talking about what are they looking for? So what is it that they're looking to do? Do they want to work every day? Do they want to work when clients are home? That part of it is actually really important in 2025 and beyond because most of our clients do work from home now. Sometimes cleaners that have been out there for 10 years, they're used to people not being home. And so they might not like that shift. They prefer working alone. So maybe they're looking for an evening job where they work in offices that are empty. If that's what you do as a cleaning company, great. It's not what we do, so that wouldn't be the right fit for us. But here's where you can find out, is this person truly the right fit for your company in terms of what they're looking for? And I will advise you here, don't try to make something work that just isn't going to work. So if the cleaner's only available in the evenings and you work mostly in the days, this isn't worth either of your time. This conversation is really about eliminating wasted time trying to make something fit that just isn't going to fit. And that's totally okay. And it works both ways. Here's where we get into, are there any types of cleans you don't enjoy? Post-construction cleans, for example. We don't do a lot of them, but let me know if that's the kind of clean you love doing or you hate doing. And they'll tell you if they've never done them, but they're open to it, or they've done them and they absolutely hate them because the trades are really dirty and they don't clean up after themselves and they feel disrespected. Whatever. They'll give you the details here. Do you prefer working alone or in a team? In our case, I love working with cleaners that love to work with others, but I also super respect the cleaner that has their systems in place, knows what they're doing, and doesn't want to work with anyone else. I'll add that to their file so that I know not to partner this cleaner with another cleaner. Most people will say, oh, I'm fine with working with others. It creates a really positive work culture when you have great cleaners on your team. They make friends, they're very sociable, they're nice to each other, and they help each other out when another cleaner's in a jam. It's a great thing to have, but at the same time, also awesome to respect those cleaners that like working alone. What's your availability? Monday to Friday is typically when we work, but occasionally we might work weekends, especially when the end of the month falls on a weekend. So we have move-in, move-outs on the 31st of the month, for example. So it's good to have some cleaners that can work weekends, but not all are cleaners, and that's fine. Just gives you a good sense of whether or not they can work the majority of the time that your team works. And then finally, do you have any questions for me? This is important for any interview. I've never done an interview where they say no, not once. They always have lots of questions. They're usually about things like pay, how often they get paid, what are the rates of pay. Sometimes they'll ask about things like gas. Do we cover the gas or do they? And they work with a cleaning partner. The biggest thing that I want to get across here is that the interview is not an opportunity to try to trip them up or make them feel uncomfortable or catch them in a lie. The interview is really an opportunity to have a super honest conversation, put them at ease, find the best people that you want to work with, but also for you to be the best person for them to want to work with. This is the big change in recruitment post pandemic. And it's one of the things that I've noticed a lot of recruiters out there aren't paying enough attention to a cultural shift that has happened as a result of the pandemic. And this is worldwide. I was a recruiter myself for over 10 years. This is where I have my 10,000 hours of experience is in interviewing and hiring people outside of cleaning. Cleaning is new. But I can tell you the shift that happened as a result of the pandemic is massive. The way people feel about work is so different than it was pre-pandemic. So post-pandemic, people value values first. So the company's culture, the company's values, that really matters. A lot of people that are starting cleaning companies will complain that their cleaners are ghosting them. They post an ad, they never hear back from them. They don't show up for the interviews. If that's happening to you, I can almost guarantee what's happening is you're not reaching out to them fast enough. Your ad isn't speaking directly to them. You're talking about yourself too much or your company too much or what we want rather than what you want. And then for the actual interview itself, if they've applied today and you reach out to them within a few hours of applying, you should be able to get that person on the phone. If they ghost you, don't worry about it. It's just like online dating. Just let it go. Thank you. Next. Move on to the next one. If this helped you, please leave a comment below. Let us know. If I missed any questions that you always ask, please do put it below. I'm super curious about that. This is one of my favorite parts of what we do at Cleaning Company Blueprint is help you find the very best cleaners in your city, which will reduce your stress, help you earn more money, help the cleaners earn more money, and make sure that you have happier clients. All right. Thanks so much. Okay, today we're going to go over reference checking for your cleaners wanting to work for your cleaning company. One caveat I will say here, I don't put a ton of stock on the actual reference forms. These are really easy for people to fake. I do the reference checking, but the test clean that we run is actually much more important than the reference checking. It is fairly easy for people to create a new Gmail account and, write a reference or have a friend answer the phone pretending that they were a client. It's very hard to verify, was this person actually a client of this cleaner? Even if you have a phone call conversation with them, it could be their best friend. It could be their mom. It's not the same as hiring in an organization where somebody has to have a professional email address, for example, because it's cleaning, but still do the references. So I'll say that. In order to do our reference checking, we use a simple Google form, and I'll share my screen so that you can follow along. So here is our confidential reference form. So this is saved in our Google universe for Oak Bay Clean, our company. You'll see here we've branded it, so we have our actual logo on the screen. We've actually changed our colors since then, but I've never bothered changing the reference form. It's totally fine. So it says confidential reference form. I've got a little blurb here just talking about why we do this, who we are. I would actually argue this has way too many words in it. I am too wordy. Something I need to work on. So try to make this a little bit shorter. The point is, this is why you check your references, and it's because you know that inviting someone into your client's home is a big deal, and it's important that the client feels safe. This little red star here means that they have to fill this out, first and last name, phone number, and then the candidate name. So the name of the cleaner that was applying. And then we ask, how do you know this candidate? And they can tick, they worked for me as a professional cleaner. They worked for me in another capacity The reason we have that is a lot of people will be career switching. So they might not have worked as a professional cleaner for this reference, but they worked as a nurse, for example. We got a lot of nurses after the pandemic because they were burnt out from working in healthcare. Totally makes sense. They're actually really good cleaners. So I would take like the hospital as a reference. Absolutely. So they worked for me in another capacity is fine. And then they're a friend. A lot of cleaners will try to give their friends as references. It's really sweet. Doesn't actually help them, but that's why that's there. And then we have how long has this person worked with you? And again, that little red star means they have to answer this question. And then finally, would you recommend this candidate? It's very rare that you're going to get a no because people don't give their previous bad boss or, if they were a terrible employee, they're not going to give that employer's details to you. So it's probably going to say yes. And then here, choose 3 of their best work traits. And then we've got it as a checkbox thing. Oftentimes they'll actually check all of them, but we do ask for just 3. And then what can they improve upon? So here they'll tell you things like sometimes they're a little slow, or sometimes they go too quick, or they don't get the fine details. Any of those are totally normal. It's fine as long as you can work with it. And then anything else you'd like to share with us. And so they might give you a longer answer. The important thing here is that this is a confidential reference form. So you're not going to share this with the applicant. That is important to honor. So, for example, I've had cleaners apply where they apply with their husband. So it's a husband and wife team. Maybe the reference says, I love her, but he wasn't as great as her. Real case scenario, we actually just had that in the last few months. Really tricky to navigate. We ended up hiring the wife and not the husband because we got those details from 2 different referees saying we love her, but husband can be a little argumentative, isn't as great of a cleaner. She really is better on her own. So that was a scenario where that actually really helped us. And she's doing great with us. She has asked, can she bring her husband? And we've said, no, sorry, we've hired you. So that's how we dealt with that. You'll notice here that you can click like required or not required. In our case, most of these are actually required. The only one that's not would be anything else you'd like to share with us. So that's supplemental. Okay, so how do you actually create the form in Google? We're going to go to our Gmail account. So let's go over to the far right-hand side. You're going to see the little waffle button. So it's the 9 dots there. And you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see forms. So this is what we need in order to create a new form. And then you just click blank form. So let's start from scratch. And you'll see here that we've got the beginning of our form. So we're going to call this a confidential reference form. And then you're going to describe your form. Less is more. Going from the basics, we believe that our cleaners are the heart of our company, and we know that feeling safe with the cleaners in your home is the most important thing for us. Please fill this confidential. I'm going to repeat myself there, but people don't read, so you've got to repeat yourself a bit. We appreciate your time and honesty. Basic. Then we've got email and then untitled question down here. And so in this case, we are collecting email addresses. This is important so that we can contact them if we have any questions. Then your name. I'm going to change this from multiple choice to just be a short answer so they can fill out their name. And I should say in brackets, first name, comma, last name. And then they will fill that out, and this is required. Then down here, I can duplicate the question. This will make the next question. And then I could say the candidate's name first and last. And then again, it'll be a short answer. That's fine. And I'm going to make it required. I'm going to copy and paste. And now I'm going to do, how do you know this cleaner? Question mark. I'll change this and I'm going to make this a multiple choice. So option 1, they worked for me as a professional cleaner. That's my ideal one. I'm going to add another. So in this case, they worked for me in another capacity. So this would be if, they worked for me, it was a job and I was their boss, but somewhere else. Or they are a friend. Useless, but whatever. People do put their friends down. So this is just how you figure out, you put your friend down. And then I'm going to change this to how long did this cleaner work with you? And then again, I'm going to keep it as multiple choice. I'm going to change this to be less than 1 year. Then let's do 1 year, 2 years, more than 2 years. Okay, you could add other if you want, doesn't really matter. And then you just keep going. Okay, so I think you get the gist of it. The other important thing is to go up to the top hand side. You're going to see customize theme. So this is where you can change your colors, you can change your font, you can make, the background orange, red, whatever your colors are. You can change your header. So if you have a logo, this is where you would choose an image and you can upload your actual logo here, or you can choose a simple theme, whatever works for you. I really wouldn't spend too much time on this. All of this should probably take you less than 10 minutes. There is a setting, so you can preview it here on the far right-hand side. Take a look. Do I like how this looks? Yeah, it's fine, whatever. Definitely, put your logo on here though. It just looks unprofessional if your logo's not on there. But there is a setting that I want to show you. This section here called settings, far right-hand side. Click this. So there's a bunch of settings here. And the one that I really care about is this responses one. So when you click on that, this one here is already checked. We need to uncheck this. So Google automatically assumes you only want to send this to people inside your Googleverse. It's just me and my sister inside our Googleverse. So this doesn't help me. I need people who have different Gmail accounts or Hotmail or Yahoo or whatever. I need them to be able to fill out this form. So you have to check this and turn it off. I forget to do this almost every time, and then I'll get a notification from somebody saying, I tried to fill out the form, but it won't let me. And it says it's because I'm not a member of Oak Bay Clean. Okay, so I'm catching this now for you so you don't make the same mistake I make over and over and over again. Turn this off so that anybody can fill out this form. And then hit send. Now you can enter the email address of their referee. Here's the subject, confidential reference form. I always just manually type in for, and then I put the name of the cleaner. So for Susan Smith, so that that person actually sees it and goes, oh, here's a reference form for Susan. She told me I'd be getting this. Then you can see the auto filled out message here. I've invited you to fill in a form, and I always click include form in email. It just makes it easier for the person. So it will genuinely take them less than a minute to fill this out. I'm trying to save them time while still getting valuable information. Now, if you want to text it to them, so you have their phone number, which is a cell phone, you can shorten the URL, and then you can copy and paste this into a text message. If you're using OpenPhone, very easy. You just bring it over and send them the form as a text. If you're going to do that, I would say, hi, first name of the referee, so that they know it's not spam or a bot. And then say the candidate's name, so Susan Smith in our fake scenario here. So Susan Smith has asked for you to complete this reference form. I've attached it here. Please feel free to give me a call or fill out the form. It should take you less than a minute. Thanks so much. That's just to prove to them that you're real. So if you use their name and the candidate's name, they're much more likely to actually click the form. Otherwise, people are really nervous getting a text from somebody they don't already know. The next step is doing their test clean. So the next video, I'm going to walk you through how to set up a test clean for your cleaners. See you on the other side. Part of hiring cleaners means you've got to do background checks on them. The majority of cleaning companies don't do this. So we want to give you an edge, which is that when a client calls saying, hey, I want to book a cleaning, tell me about your cleaners, you're able to respond with, all of our cleaners have passed criminal background checks. They all have outstanding references. They carry their own general liability insurance for up to $2 million in damages, and they've passed a test clean with 5-star reviews from other clients just like you. So in order to say that, we have to be honest and truthful. Let's do some background checks. They're a lot easier to do than you might think. So I'm going to share my screen here. Give me 2 seconds. So we're going to go to Google and let's look for criminal background checks. Now I'm in Canada, so I'll use Canada first, but then we're going to do the USA. So Certain is the first one that shows up. This is sponsored, but it turns out they're actually the ones that we recommend. So there are others down here. I'm sure you could do your own research and check this out. I'm going to walk you through Certain. So it's CERTN.co. This, by the way, is not an affiliate link. We don't make any money by recommending this to you. It is simply the software that we use in order to check the backgrounds of all of our cleaners. And it works out to be about 25, 30, yeah, $30 for a basic check. Now, this is up to you whether you pay for it or whether you get your applicants to pay for their own. For our own company, we get all of our applicants to pay for their own criminal background checks, but we also send them a copy of it. So part of our interview process, we talk to them and we say, hey, do you have a criminal background check, or a police check is what we would call it here in Canada, dated within the last 12 months? If they've been working for another cleaning company or working on their own, they may have already gotten one of these. So if they already have one, it's been dated within 12 months, I would accept that. That's fine. But if they don't, then I'll explain, okay, let's get you to apply for your police check. You're going to use Certain because it will come back same day. And if you go to your local police department and ask for the same police check to be done, it's actually going to cost you about $75 in our city. So this is saving you money. And don't worry, I'm going to send you a copy of it so you can use it with your own clients. Because for us, we work with cleaners that are independent contractors. They have their own clients and they work for us. I don't bother with the enhanced one because we just need a basic criminal background check. Have they ever broken and entered? Do they have a B&E or, any kind of like sexual assault? Do they have any history where I need to be concerned for the health and safety of my clients? That's really what we're doing. Is it safe for me to send this person into somebody's home? Now, during your interviews, you should probably ask them, hey, is there anything on here that would come back negative? Just tell me now. Or come back and not look great. Can you just tell me now? Let's just get through it. Okay. And they'll tell you, they might have been that they were a teenager, they stole a car or something, and now they're in their 30s. It was ages ago. Up to you what you do with that, of course. But the basics are these guys will do a police check where they check all the RCMP records across Canada. So if the cleaner has moved a lot, and a lot of cleaners do move a lot, then this is truly the better police check because it's the entire country. You've got an incorporation, your professional company, you can sign up, get an account with these guys, and then there's a little box you can tick that says the applicant will pay for it or you will pay for it. And then you send this off, you'll give them a link, then the cleaner fills it out. They do the police check by taking a photo of themselves as well as their ID, and the ID has to show where they live, that they are who they say they are, they live where they say they live. Super easy to do. Now, let's talk about the Americans. So if you're in the US, the majority of people that we talk to use Checker. So it's a lot like Certain. Again, you can sign up with Checker. It's the exact same thing as what I was talking about with Certain. This is just what most people in the United States use. So you can see here, run a background check, talk to sales. Again, this is not an affiliate link. This is just what the majority of people within our community use. So I am a business. You would fill this out. How many checks are you going to do a year? If you're following our model, you're going to hire 1 to 2 cleaners a month. So you're looking at about 11 to 25 in a year. So you would click that, give them your email, and then just sign up. They will then walk you through the whole process, get you onboarded so that you can then onboard your applicants. And that's basically it. Pretty simple. All of this is using basic modern technology. None of it's hard to do, but most people don't do it. So this is going to give you an edge with your cleaning company. All right. See you on the other side. Let's dive in to the test clean. This is one of the things that really gives us an edge over the other cleaning companies in town, and it's fairly simple to set up. First, you start with your ad for hiring. We've got a video about that. You're going to do your interview, which I call a chat. So that's where you have a conversation with the cleaner and find out what they're looking for and if they're the right fit for your company. You're going to check their references. So you get 2 references. Next, you do your police or criminal record background check. We've got another video for that. And the final step in this whole process is the test clean. So a test clean is where you send the cleaner out for just 1 hour. They go with one of your other cleaners, and I'll talk about what you do when you don't have a cleaner yet. But typically, you send your test clean out with another cleaner at a regular client's home. So if it's a residential scenario, which is what we mostly coach here at Cleaning Company Blueprint, then it's a regular client, like a bi-weekly client's home. So I wouldn't send them out for a move-in, move-out. That's a bit harsh for a test clean, but I would send them to a regular client's home that's a bi-weekly cleaning. with that cleaner that that homeowner is used to seeing. And then the regular cleaner is going to look over the test cleaner's work. They go for just 1 hour. We pay them out of our own pockets. We'll pay about $30, which is about the going rate for cleaners in our area. They're to clean either a kitchen or a bathroom. They need to bring all the products that they would normally use to clean that kitchen or a bathroom. When they arrive, they'll meet the cleaner, and the cleaner will say, okay, here, can you clean this bathroom? I'll check over your work when you're done. For the client, this is free. It doesn't cost them any money to have that second cleaner there. The only thing we're asking of the client is, did you like the cleaner? That's it. Would you give them a 5-star review? And they'll tell you yes or no, and they'll give you reasons why. We ask the other cleaner the same questions. How'd they do? Would you give them a 5-star review? Why or why not? Now, they might come back and say, I'd give them a 4-star review because they didn't polish the chrome in the bathroom to our level. That's a very common note. I'm going to go back to that cleaner and I'm going to say, hey, congrats on doing your test clean. You got a 4-star review. Don't panic. It's very normal. Here's what you missed. Would you like to do another test clean? Because in order to pass with us, you do need a 5-star rating from the other cleaner. Now, there is so much in this. It seems so simple, but there's so much happening here. So what we're actually doing is we're making our great cleaner who's experienced, we're making them feel really important because for them, they get to give feedback on a new cleaner. There is nothing that makes an experienced cleaner feel more valued than getting to give feedback on another cleaner's work. It also improves the experienced cleaner's work ethic because they're valued, they know that their opinion matters, and they're looking for problems. So in their own work, when they go out, they do the same thing for themselves. Now, for the new cleaner, this gives them an opportunity to meet one of your other more experienced cleaners. There is nobody better at talking about what it's like to work with you and to work with your company than your actual cleaners out in the field. And it's really important that they have time to talk without you in the room. If you're in the room, they're not going to say how it really is. So by giving them the opportunity to meet one of your cleaners out in the field, you're giving them the chance to find out, are you legit? Do you stand by your word? Are you actually somebody that they would like working with? These are really important things. And the only way to do that is through a test clean. At the end of the day, you're going to pay that cleaner whether they passed or not. They still make $30. It's really important that they feel valued and that their time is valued. Even though it's just 1 hour, you're not going to waste their time. They passed their test clean. They got a 5-star rating. Awesome. What did the other cleaner like about them? Would they work with them again? Are there any clients that they're like, they maybe shouldn't work with? Just get the gossip, so to speak, but get the real deal from that cleaner that's out in the field. Now, for those of you that are just starting out, you don't have a single cleaner yet. How do you do a test clean without that experienced cleaner in the field? There's a couple of ways to do it. One, you can use your own house. So you can have the cleaner come to your home and say, hey, I'm going to have you clean my bathroom or my kitchen. Just an hour. It's not a deep clean. Don't give them a deep clean. That's super mean to do to them because then you're pressuring them on time. We just want a standard clean. We're not looking at trying to throw them under the bus. We just want a basic clean. Do they show up with the right supplies? Do they know what they're doing? Do they have a pleasant demeanor? Is this somebody you would want in your own home? So you can use your own home. A lot of people aren't comfortable with that. They don't want the cleaners to know where they live or to have them in their own home, and that's totally fine. So here's what you do in that case. You call your friends. There's not a friend out there that's going to say no to what you're about to offer them. Okay, this is one of the perks of knowing somebody that owns a cleaning business. You call your friends and you say, hey, can I send you a test cleaner? And I just need you to let me know, would you give them a 5-star review? You can also ask that friend, would you actually write a 5-star review on Google for us? And for that cleaner, that would be really great. I'm going to pay them for their time, so this is free for you. But I just need your honest feedback. How did they do? Would you want them back in your house again? Did they know what they were doing? And that's it. So you get your reviews, your friends get a free clean. Amazing. And you get to find out, does this cleaner actually know what they're doing? Did they show up with, a bag of products that they obviously just bought at the dollar store? That's not somebody who's actually a professional cleaner out there in the field. And really what we coach here at Cleaning Company Blueprint is to look for the cleaners that are already out in the field and help them by having better scheduling, better clients, better systems in place so that they want to work with you because you're actually solving their pain points. So cleaners are really great at cleaning, not so great at managing their schedules, not so great at doing marketing, not so great at finding the best clients around. They don't have time for it. So in an ideal world, you're looking for cleaners that are out there already doing it, but they need your help so that they have a full schedule with great clients earning more than they do when they don't have that. So if this was helpful, please let me know. And if you have any questions about the test clean, feel free, write a comment below. I will take a look at that. And if you do want to try out ConvertLabs, that's the software we use to answer all of these problems that people have in their cleaning businesses. There's a link below that lets you try that as well. All right. Happy test cleaning. Don't stress, just get them out there. So today we're going to cover how to onboard your cleaners. And what do I mean by onboarding? It simply means adding cleaners to your cleaning company and helping them learn your systems, what's expected, how they sign into jobs, how they check in, check out, just generally what it's like to work with you. You're going to create onboarding documents. The most important thing to remember is that your cleaners are human beings, and as human beings, they have human needs. One of the biggest things about becoming a boss or becoming a manager of people is remembering you're dealing with people. A reason I say this, and I know this seems so obvious, like you're probably rolling your eyes being like, God, like no kidding, lady. But I can tell you how many people I coach within the cleaning company blueprint world where new business owners will try to do everything they can so that they never have to talk to their people. And if that's you, find someone who can have empathy and caring and talk to the new cleaners. That's what they need. Whether you do that via Zoom or phone or text doesn't really matter. The phone, I think, develops the best rapport in the beginning. Eventually, you can go for coffee. You can meet them on your front steps, as I do. I often meet them on the front steps of my house. But some of our cleaners I've actually never met in person, and I'm totally fine with that. We still have a great trusting relationship. And we do that because we talk on the phone and we're ourselves. Okay, so I never try to be anyone other than who I am. Same thing with this channel. This is who I am. So I set up that relationship from the get-go, which starts from the interview. Once they've passed their test clean, you've got their references, you've got their police check done. We have videos for every single one of these steps, by the way. Then we get into the congratulations, you've just been hired to work with Oak Bay Clean as an independent contractor. We're so excited to work with you. So then I create some simple documents. So there's a few things we need to go over. Number one, what types of cleans do we do? Now, for our company, we really focus on recurring clients. So that means bi-weekly cleans in residential homes. We also do weekly and monthly. So that's our bread and butter. It's 81% of our revenue. When you go to our website, and I'll show you that, you're going to be able to see exactly what's included in each type of clean. What we're going to do here is I'm just going to show you what it looks like from our website point of view. So here's our website, oakbayclean.com. By the way, we use ConvertLabs. That is our website, our template, our booking software, our scheduling of the cleaners, as well as how we accept payments from clients. So this is how we have online booking with transparent prices. If you want to check out ConvertLabs, it's just convertlabs.io/blueprint. There's a link below that gives you 30 days free. So that's what everything here is being run on. So here's our website. What I want to look at is our frequently asked questions. So my onboarding documents are going to take some of my frequently asked questions, but from a cleaner's point of view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally copy and paste what is a standard clean. So you can see here, we've got a standard clean, and then we've defined it as clients that have not had their home professionally cleaned within the last 30 days need to add a first-time clean. A standard clean is perfect for weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly. And then we go through and you can see exactly what we do. Some people will use a checklist format and they'll visually show what's included in a standard, a deep, and a move-in, move-out with a checklist, and that's fine. We don't, just because that's not really our kind of client. We're not interested in people that like tick every box in terms of the clients. Fine with it for the cleaners. In fact, I'd love for them to just follow the checklist. But anyway, so I go through and I take all these things, I copy and paste, I put it into a new document saying, what is a standard clean? And then I do the same thing for what is a first-time clean, what's included, what's excluded. And then I have the move in, move out. So these are the 3 most common questions you're going to get from your cleaners. Do I do this when it's this type of clean? So just give them the answer ahead of time. And then there will be a section here, services we do not provide. This is really important that the cleaners know this. So this goes into the same document. And that's basically our first onboarding document. You can use Canva. It's just canva.com. It's free. It'll help you make it look pretty. You could also just use a simple Word document. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you're communicating to the cleaners in a very easy way. Here's what you do for this kind of clean. Here's what you do for this kind of clean. And here's what you do for that kind of clean. And by the way, don't do these things. So we call it the Oak Bay Clean Independent Contractor Package. So here's ours. You can see that we have our About page, and we talk specifically about what we do and where we are. We only work with independent contractors. So with our model, we're not using the employee model. We only work with independent contractors. We use an online booking system to book cleaning services for clients that is instant, transparent, and easy to use. This is the edge. Okay, so this is what's new. Nobody else in our city has this kind of a system because they're not using ConvertLabs. So we're the only ones doing it. For the cleaners, it's like, oh my God, you use the best system in town. Great. And we assign jobs to our independent contractors based on their availability and desired area. And then we say if a client is unsatisfied with the cleaning job, the independent contractor will need to return and perform it again at no charge. This is important. We have an edge. We guarantee our cleans. So this is part of the onboarding. They need to know if you miss something, it's okay. You're human. You're allowed to make mistakes. I'm never going to yell at you, but you will go back and fix it. And chances are it's going to take 5 minutes. So it's usually something totally dumb, like they had to clean inside the fridge and they forgot the freezer. The freezer is part of the fridge, right? So that's happened a few times for some of our cleaners. And then they just kind of go, oh my God, I forgot the freezer. I'm so sorry. And they go back and they make it right. And then what do we give them? So we offer our independent contractors steady work. They will set up their own schedule based on when they are available. And that, again, is all done through ConvertLabs. They keep 100% of the tips. They're going to be matched with more clients. They're going to work independently as a contractor, and they're going to have great support from us. Our independent contractors are reliable, punctual, detail-oriented, customer service-oriented, passionate about doing a great job. This is really important that we explain how we pay. The model at Cleaning Company Blueprint is to pay the cleaners 60%, and we take 40%. This values the cleaners at a higher level than they've ever been used to with other cleaning companies. They're used to getting paid by the hour. They're paid by the hour. It doesn't matter if they have 10 years experience or no experience. They're capped by their time. Whereas with this model, we really value more experienced cleaners who know what they're doing. And so we pay them 60% of the total job. If more than one person completes the job, then it's split evenly between those two. So if the customer uses a discount code, so occasionally we'll give a discount code as if it's a charity or a realtor we're working with, we'll give them a unique discount code. The cleaner still earns 60% of the total job. So after the discount has been applied. We also offer extras. So cleaning inside the oven, inside the fridge, interior windows, they still receive 60% of the total job. So even though all those things are added on, it is from the total. Now, this is what we ask of them. So criminal record check, signed agreement, copy of your government issued ID, which actually comes through their police check, their own cleaning supplies, and liability insurance. We have a whole other video on each of these things. So don't panic if this is your first time watching us. We do have other videos. You can click on those and we walk you through exactly how to do all this. What are the types of cleans? So just like I showed you before from our frequently asked questions, these are the 3 types of cleans that we do. And then here's our checklist. So this is really important for them. They want to be able to see, do I do this or do I do that? That's all this is. So it's very simple. And then again, here's the services we do not provide, exactly the same as what's on the website. And that is our basic orientation package. The next document that we need is our contract. This gets a little more complicated. Everyone always asks me for a copy of our contract. No, you can't have a copy of our contract. You need to make your own. Ideally, you hire a lawyer to help you write your contract. If you do want to hire a lawyer, you don't already have one. If you're in Canada, you can use goodlawyer.ca. They will, I believe the going rate is about $600 per contract. So it's just a flat fee. And then they'll assign you a lawyer based on what you need. And then you know exactly how much it's going to cost you. Okay, so I've used them before. They're fine. They didn't help me with this one. This is just a very basic independent contractor agreement. And I'm going to show you here. This is basically to explain to the cleaner, you cannot work for any of the clients we give you without working with our company. So if a client tries to pay you directly, the answer is no. And then we put in actual fees. So you'll see here, number 3, the contractor may pay an acquisition fee of $1,000 to Oak Bay Clean after 6 months of services if they want to work directly for the homeowner or client. So no cleaner has ever done this with us, by the way. So we've never had a cleaner go off and work on their own. Of course, we would never really know. A client could cancel and a cleaner could, of course, just start working for them without us. That is the number one fear that people have when they're first starting their cleaning companies. Like, why don't the cleaners just steal the clients from me? If you treat them right, they have no reason to ever do that. They actually really love having you in their corner because your job is to help them do their best job. You're managing the clients and their schedules and the payments. So from the cleaner's point of view, they have no reason to want to steal the clients. But this contract is really setting it up so that they can't. You can talk about no-shows as well. So 2 no-shows will result in termination of services. I've seen others where people have said, we'll dock $100 from your pay. I'm not sure how legal that is. That one's a little fuzzy. I would contact a lawyer for that. But basically, that is another concern that a lot of cleaning companies have, which is, what do I do when the cleaner doesn't show? Well, in my world, if a cleaner doesn't show, I'm not going to give them any more work. They're not reliable. It's as easy as that. I can find another cleaner that will show. These are things not to stress about. They're things you're going to be worried about in the very beginning, but you're going to iron out your system so that you get the best cleaners in your city. And one of the ways to do that is to have this simple contract. Now, the cleaner, in order to work with our company, they get the orientation package where we've gone over exactly what's expected of them, and they need to sign this contract and send it back to us. So we've done this just as a Word document. The cleaners aren't that tech savvy, so I accept a digital signature. It's fine. Reality is I'm not going after my cleaners and suing them, but I do still have to have this in place. If I had all the money in the world, would I be hiring lawyers and suing my cleaners? That's just not who I am. I'm not interested in that. And then the final thing that you're going to do is help the cleaners know how to actually use the portal. So within ConvertLabs, the cleaners will sign in. They'll be able to see what available jobs, they'll be able to pick and choose which jobs they want that they're available for. So they'll click like accept job. And then they'll also need to mark on my way or running late. So the day of the job, they'll literally open up their phone, open up the browser, type, click the button, on my way. And then the client gets notified of that. Same thing if they hit running late. The client and us, we both get notified. So we always know what's going on. When they arrive at the job site, they check in. When they leave the job site, they check out. For onboarding, you need to actually explain that to them. For the first 2 or 3 months, you're going to be amazed how often you need to say, hey, remember to check in. Hey, remember to check out. Remember at the beginning of this video, I said the most important thing to remember is that they're humans. This is the part that will be annoying for you. I'll tell you that right now. They are going to forget. They're going to forget how to log into the portal. They're going to forget to not accept a job if they're not actually available. Okay, so this is the reality of running a cleaning company. Don't stress about it. This is your new job. And in all honesty, I can spend all day recording these YouTube videos, and the number of texts I need to send to my cleaners is very minimal because I'm only adding 1 to 2 cleaners a month, so that this time spent nurturing that relationship, making sure they're okay, they know how to check in, they know how to check out, they know to tell me as soon as they arrive, hey, heads up, this is a hoarder home. I need to know that. Right? And I also need to know that they're safe. So one of the things that I really reinforce is if you don't check in, I don't know that you're okay. I'll just hammer that in. I'll be like, hey, heads up, you've got to check in. Okay. And this is the kind of stuff you're just going to get used to doing. I really hope this helped you. Know that onboarding is probably the most important part of your job moving forward, in that to have a good, successful, happy company, holding those cleaners' hands at the beginning will save you so much time and money in the long run, because you end up having the best cleaners who are happy, they feel safe working with you. You were there to support them. If you like this, leave us a comment, leave us a question, subscribe, and we'll see you inside the community.
We've reached day 22. This is the last video in our Launch a Cleaning Company in January 2025 series. You're doing it. This is it. It's happening. I hope you've taken away two things from this course. First off, we're trying to get you to the point where you're not paying for leads anymore if you don't want to. So that's why we've put such an emphasis on Google, on optimizing your name for Google, and optimizing your website for Google. We're filling out our profiles all the way. We post regular updates on our Google profiles. We are absolutely trying to get as many genuine, authentic Google reviews as possible. We're working on SEO all the time. All the time. 4 local service directories a week. By the end of 2025, that means you're going to have over 200 listings. Your website authority score is going to be whoosh. We're building, building, building. It's not going to happen instantly. I got to keep saying it over and over and over again. This does not happen instantly. This is the long game. But you know what it is. You know what you need to do. You're going to do it. Most people do not do this. As we've also said a billion times over the course of this month, most people don't bother with any of this. So they struggle. It sucks. It's not fun. It will be challenging at the beginning, but it will definitely get easier. So we've got that strategy. The second thing we hope you've taken away from this course is that your most precious resource is not your clients. It's not your client list. It's not your email list. That is not, no, it is your cleaners. We are open and transparent with them. We care about them. We treat them well. This is a segment of society that has not been treated very well. And we are changing that. And you will find there are so many people out there in the world, despite how things might feel in January 2025, who want to treat people well. They are perfectly happy to pay a decent wage. They understand the world we live in right now. And so those are your clients. And you're going to find them by having the best cleaners, reliable, steady, good cleaners who may not trust you at first, because they are not used to businesses in particular treating them well and paying them when they say they're going to pay them, paying what they say they're going to pay them. So you are going to be a breath of fresh air. Your clients are also going to greatly appreciate reliable, steady, honest, good working cleaners. They're going to love it. So you are set. You are ready to go. It's time to pull the ripcord and launch. So where do we find these clients? I'm going to give you a bunch of possibilities. The first batch is going to be all paid leads. And then I'm going to go through a bunch of free alternatives. When I started in June 2021, and my sister came on board a couple weeks after that, we did not have money for leads. We could not afford to pay for leads until our 3rd month. So everything we did up until that point was free. And I am going to give you a bunch of them. You should listen to them because they work. So, okay, paid leads. So there's a bunch of places where you can list online, and you basically pay for the opportunity to bid on jobs. So there's places like Thumbtack, Bark, Angie, Homestars. I'm sure there's more that I'm missing. We don't have a lot of them in Canada, so we just never did these. And you're going to go on the internet and you're going to see a lot of people have a lot of opinions about every single one of them. So the gist is basically someone will go to the sites, they'll type in, I have a 2,500 square foot house. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. I need it cleaned once every 2 weeks. And the listing service will send, I think it's usually about 5. They'll send it out to 5 other companies, and you get to bid on the job. So one of the criticisms I've heard a lot of people levy at these companies is that there's a lot of bargain shoppers. People are just looking for the cheapest. And you know how we feel about that. So I'm not saying don't use them at all. I know people who have made Thumbtack their entire strategy. They get all their business through Thumbtack, and they are not the cheapest in town. When you get the notification that you have a client who wants you to bid on a job, you need to do it fast. I mean, like minutes. You got to be on that, because a lot of times people will wait. They'll wait a couple hours. They're too busy. They're out in the field. They don't get it and they miss it. But you still have to pay for it. So you got to be fast. You got to be professional. It helps if you have reviews, obviously. Kevin always recommends, you put $100 on one, you spend $100 on the other. You just got to figure it out. You got to try, you got to go in with an open mind, be professional, do your best, be fast. And another tip when you're bidding on jobs like this, on all jobs, in fact, and Vicky has talked about it in other videos, is mirroring. So when someone says 2,500 square foot house, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, every 2 weeks, you mirror back the exact language. This works on a psychological level. It just does. People like it. So do that. And just recognize, like, it's just not, sometimes you're just going to miss them. Sometimes you're not going to get it. Sometimes it's just not going to work. And you just move on. 2 other paid leads that we have used to great success and we recommend people try are Google Pay Per Click and then Google Local Service Ads. Those are 2 different things. The Google Pay Per Click is just, you'll just see them. They'll say sponsored. The Google Local Service Ads have a Google guarantee and they got a little green check. Google Pay Per Click, I don't believe you have to have your Google business profile verified. You can just start advertising. You do have to go through a verification process where you have to prove that you're a company and they check your website and they look at all this stuff, standard stuff. Google Local Service Ads, you do have to have your Google business profile verified and you need to have 5 reviews. And then you have to show them your incorporation documents, your insurance documents. You have to go through a whole application that takes like a week or 2 to get that verified, and then you can start doing the local service ads. Google Pay Per Click typically costs like $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, up to 10, maybe 15. You can get really crazy clicks if you're not on top of your campaign, so you've got to be on top of your campaign. But these clicks will take them to your website. And because you have a ConvertLabs website, which looks beautiful, it has all your pricing there, transparent pricing. They can see right there if they can afford you. Exactly. And so that's why they work so well. They worked really, really well for us, the pay-per-clicks. People get really frustrated with Google pay-per-click because it's very complicated to set up a campaign. But here is a tip that we discovered and we have recommended it to other people, and it works almost every time. You run your campaign for 1 week. You spend $100. Then you turn it off and you do nothing and you wait. Google wants your money. They will contact you and they will say, "What happened? What can we do to help?" And then you take them up on that offer. Your goal is to get Google in there, a person from Google on the phone helping you out. And they will help you out. They'll run the campaign for you. And they optimize it and it gets rolling. It really works. They really work well. Google Local Service Ads cost a lot more because it's not a click. They're not clicking to your website. They're calling you on the phone or they're sending you a message. So it is a direct contact with the client. So they cost way more. And I mean like $30, $35. So when you run your campaign, you can set your maximum amount that you are willing to spend per lead. Don't forget to do this because we've heard people spend $70 and that is hard to make profit on if it's just a one-time clean. So you just got to keep that in mind. It's going to feel like you're getting a lot of tire kickers, a lot of bargain shoppers. Mentally, you're going to be like, "Oh, that cost me $35 and they just wanted the cheapest in town. They could have just gone to my website." Yes, they could have. That's why we recommend the pay-per-click. But we've also used Google Local Service Ads to land really big clients. We landed one client that paid for them all, and not just our Google Local Service Ads. It paid for all of our marketing, one client. So it can happen. You can land that white whale. One thing that is helpful to keep in mind and can make this whole process a little bit less painful is if you think about the lifetime value of each client. And so our lifetime value per client is about $3,000. If it averages out to like, it takes us $100 to get one client, and then that client spends $3,000 with us, that's no brainer. That's totally worth it. It's totally fine. How much should you be spending on leads? When we started, we were spending $300 a month, and we went all the way up to $1,000 some months to help us grow. From talking to Kevin, that's usually the average. People between $300 and $1,000 a month. Obviously, when you're first starting out, you're going to start at a lower budget. Unless you have money to spend on these, and then go for it. But, if you're not, just work your way up. As you start getting more recurring clients, you can put that money in, invest that money into the business, into your marketing, and off you go. If you don't have $300 to spend per month on leads, well, have I got good news for you. There are lots of ways to get clients for free. And the first one is tell people you know that you're opening a cleaning company. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers, tell people you're on sports teams with. Just tell them. I know you're not feeling confident. You're just beginning. You're worried, what if I fail? I'm going to look so foolish. Yes, I completely understand. But you don't know who you know. You don't know who the people you know. They could have a brother or a sister or a friend or a spouse who's a property manager at a major apartment building that is looking for a good cleaner. What do you have? Good cleaners. Just tell them. I say this and I didn't tell people that I had a cleaning company, so I completely understand. But I look back now and I'm like, okay, that was silly. That was silly. It almost always works. So, what do you have to lose? I mean, who cares? Who cares? The second thing you can do, and we've already done it, it's fill out your Yelp profile all the way. Not 5 photos, 20 photos, 30 photos. Constantly update it. Use that resource. It's right there. And most people don't use it. The old refrain. That does not mean pay Yelp for ads. Don't pay Yelp for ads. They're probably already calling you, offering you $300 in free ads. You don't need to pay Yelp. You just need to be on Yelp. So get on Yelp. When someone contacts you through Yelp, answer them. You answer them quickly. You answer them professionally. You mirror. You do all the stuff we've been teaching you. Another thing you can do to get free leads is you can post on Facebook Marketplace. Say, we're a cleaning company. We're taking bookings. We've got a little place here called Used Victoria. I'm sure they're all over the place. We post there all the time. Come check out our website. Book online instantly. We just say all those things. Just post in those little places. Find them. Put it out there. Easy. You can join Facebook groups. If you're a mom, you can join a Facebook mom group. It's better if you're a mom and not a dude pretending to be a mom. We're trying to be authentic, right? So if you are actually a mom, join a Facebook mom group. And when people say, I'm looking for a house cleaner, you can say, I happen to have a cleaning company. You can do that. Facebook community groups. You can post on Reddit. All sorts of free little websites. Get out there. Spend, an hour a week. Make your presence known in your community. They want you. Another thing you can do that is free is you can email realtors in your area. I would email 20 a day. When we first started, I did that for like 2 months. I was emailing 20 realtors a day. I was not blasting them with spam. I did not pay someone on Fiverr $10 to go get me a list of all the realtors and then put it through some mass text thing or mass email thing. That's not what I did. That's not what works. People know when they're getting spam blasted. Don't do that. Don't add to that. Realtors are always looking for cleaners. Always. They gift cleanings to their clients as like a thank you for having me be your realtor. They'll make it as part of their service and then they bill the client for it. A move out clean, move in clean. They're always looking for cleaners. We have realtors that we got from my initial emails 3.5 years ago that we still worked with today, all the time. Tens of thousands of dollars in business from my initial email that I crafted, was personalized, and I took the time to do. Most of them are going to ignore you. That is going to get discouraging. You're going to be like, no one's answering me. But every now and again, one will. They'll file it away. They'll remember. They'll go look at your website and they'll say, oh my goodness, what a beautiful website. Got that a bunch of times. That's going to happen for you too. So where do you find the addresses? This is different, Kevin. You can go to Zillow or realtor.ca and you can see all the houses and condominiums that are for sale in your area. And the realtor, who is the listing agent, their contact details are on the bottom of every listing. Reach out. Send them a personalized email. Hey, we're a new cleaning company in town. We've got cleaners with 10 years experience. We are open for business, and here's a discount code. Create a discount code in ConvertLabs. Send them a discount code. Here's 10% off, 15% off your first clean with us. You will get bookings that way. You will. You won't get them if you just blast them with spam, because that's not an authentic human connection. Anyone can do that. That's a pain. That you're bugging them. If you're taking the time out of your day to craft something personal, you're presenting them with a solution for a problem they have from a real person. Yes, that's the way to do it. One more thing you can do to find clients for free, something that we did, well, Vicky did, I didn't do it because she's the extrovert, is you can go visit your local BNI chapter. So BNI is a networking group. They're all over the place. I think they're all over the world. They're definitely all over North America. And they're a group of local business owners. You can join if you want. I think it cost us like $1,700 for the year. Anyway, so it's a group of business owners, and there'll be like one plumber, one cleaning company, one roofer, one whatever. Just, you get it, one of each. And the idea is that they all refer business to each other. And they'll have meetings, I think it's once a month. Maybe it's once a week. I just know they're early in the morning. Vicky would be at the meetings at like 7 a.m. And they have guests all the time. They are always looking for people to come and talk. And so you can Just go to the BNI website, find your local chapter, and you can request to come visit their chapter and talk to them about your company. Straight up old school networking. And we have also gotten plenty of clients from there. There will always be one realtor in there. We'll meet a bunch of realtors. Got some really good relationships with contractors. Post-construction cleans. We've got a couple contractors in town that we work exclusively with who are amazing. Great source of revenue that we met through BNI. We have a very specialized company here in the Pacific Northwest. There's a lot of mold, and there's a mold removal company here. They'll recommend us, and we recommend them. Because sometimes we'll end up in a job where it's like, uh-oh, this isn't good. We shouldn't be here. You need to get a mold removal person in here. So he'll come in, and then he will recommend us with his clients. And these are genuine relationships. Like, we actually like these people. It's not all phony and fake. Like, it's good. The contractor we work with, he's so great. Vicky and he talk about sailing all the time. Like, it's just really good. And you're going to be surprised that, like, I don't know, I had like a different view of the world before I owned this business. And now it's changed. Like, people are good. I know it's hard. Hate now to actually believe that, but it's true. Most people are really good. And you don't need to be afraid of them. So visit your BNI chapter. If you're in a big city, there's going to be tons. So you could visit like all the chapters and you just say, hello, I have a cleaning company. This is me. But yeah, if you have any other either paid or free ways of getting leads that I haven't covered, you can leave them in the comments below. That would be amazing because we are all about helping each other here. And I just wish you all the very, very best of luck. I really hope that in 6 months or a year, we get you in the hot seat. You got Vicky interviewing you for her hot seat calls. And that would be just great. You guys are doing a big thing. I'm really proud of you. You're gonna love it or hate it. Some days I hate it, but most of the time it's really, really great. It's just so good to be in charge of yourself, to be in charge of who you work with. It's just really, really good. So, Godspeed. You got this.